Welcome into Billy C. Rogers Stadium. It is Upperman's home opener as we open up Week 3 with a good win here tonight as the visiting Farragut Admirals take on the hosting Upperman Bees. I'm Noah McKay on the call here in the Upper Cumberland Generators broadcast booth. Thrilled to be joined by my broadcast partner, Jacob Vincent, Hallie Gunlock on the sidelines, the lovely Madison McKay producing things for us here as we welcome you into the Crouch Team with Highlands Lake Real Estate pregame show. Tonight's broadcast is presented by Gentry's Power Equipment and another good matchup for the Upperman Bees, who are looking to bounce back from their first regular season loss in over 1,000 days. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape in this one. Jacob, Upperman is 1-1. They beat Webb 29-7 on the road in Week 1. Then go on the road to Greenville in a great football game last week, fall 41-33. Now they face an 0-2 Farragut team that's also faced two very difficult opponents in Sevier County, the defending 5A state champs, and a 5A powerhouse in their own right in Powell. Farragut desperate for a win. Upperman desperate to bounce back. We got a really good matchup on Thursday night.
Absolutely. One that we've been looking forward to for some time, especially after the results of last week. Both these sides looking for a win, and what an opportunity for this Upperman team back home for the first time this season. Not too many times it takes till Week 3 until you play that first home game, but it is today for this Upperman squad, and obviously the fans are here. Farragut has a pretty good showing. Their band is here on the other sideline as well. All of us around here, Goose is down there, so it feels like that big-time game, and it is for this Upperman team. Defensively, really struggled slowing down the run last week. Obviously, Greenville had a ton of size, but that linebacker core got exposed a little bit. Obviously, there's a couple of young guys right there, and so they're going to have to step up and play better today against this Farragut team that we talked about it throughout the week. Across the board, pretty even. There's not too many standout guys, but it's a very solid 6A ball club, and it's going to be a good football team for this Farragut side. They got to get the offense going. Their offense has struggled through the first couple of weeks, even last week scoring the 21 points. They didn't have a lot of offensive time on the field moving the football. Special teams did a lot, and defense did a lot as well. So this Upperman defense, it might be a good spot for them to make some of these strides.
Yeah, there's so many interesting storylines in this one. It's a Farragut team. You mentioned it. They're trying to get it rolling at 0-2 under head coach Jeff Courtney in his second season. Took over his father, Eddie Courtney, who was there dating all the way back to 1996. Won a state title for the Admirals in the 5A classification back in 2016. They haven't quite been able to get off to good starts. They started slow last year as well, as they opened that year at 0-5. Yeah. Then they actually went on a winning streak, won 4 consecutive games. Only lost to Maryville in the regular season finale by a score, a 7-point game there, and then fell to Dobbins-Bennett in the first round of the postseason. They're trying to change that trend of slow starts. The problem is the schedule, very, very difficult for Farragut with what they played. And you talked about it, the run defense for Upperman. 2 of their last 3 games have given up over 300 yards, dating back last year to the second-round game with the defending state champion Macon County Tigers. That's not what we've come accustomed to seeing out of Upperman football. Now, Walter Kane has not played in 2 of those 3 games. That has a lot to do with it. But Upperman needs a bounce-back performance. They know what they're getting out of Colton Johnson. 20 tackles, he's been great. Now at the Mike linebacker spot, they need Jude Fitzpatrick, Trevor Polk, or Kobe Justice to step up in a major way against a Farragut team that saw the tape last week is going to try to run through the Bees' face tonight.
And a good thing, this Farragut team, they don't run it a ton in terms of they've got kind of a platoon of guys that they're going to throw in the backfield, including a freshman that they ran last week against Powell. They don't have kind of that star back, that guy that is getting the majority of the carries, and they only ran for 84 yards last week on 19 carries between a couple of guys. Again, they did not move the ball very well on offense last week, so it is going to be an opportunity for some of these younger linebackers that are going to get some play tonight here on this field to try to slow them down, make up for maybe some mistakes that they made last week. Obviously, it's a short week as well, so you got to kind of have to speed up your mental process. Obviously, it probably wasn't an easy week in practice knowing Coach Kane getting ready for this game. Not only that, you got the stress of, okay, we got one less day. We got to get ready for a big 6A Farragut team, but an opportunity for this defense, and excited to see what this offense can continue to do. Obviously, the offense pretty much clicking on all cylinders through 2 weeks.
Yeah, not to be lost in what happened last week. Upperman went against a Greenville team that probably scored more points than anybody was scoring them all season. 33 points, had a couple of bounces go against him in that game. Very much a back-and-forth dogfight style of game. The offense was great, and the narrative has been incorrect this week, especially around their senior quarterback, Bronston Chaffin. He was really, really good. They don't have a chance last week without their 6'4", 230-pound Georgia State commit. You know, last week he ran the ball 26 times for 150 yards and 3 touchdowns, 11 of 18 for 127 yard a touchdown. The thing that has gotten the headlines, though, 2 interceptions, both in the second half. First one, just a bad read. One that Chaffin wants to have back. Second one, final drive of the game, just trying to make something happen. But regardless, first time in a long time that Bronston Chaffin has had any chatter around him. Upperman looking for their superstar to kind of take those headlines back and show who he is tonight.
A few turnovers. They had the fumble in there as well last week, and then you mentioned the 2 interceptions. And I think this against a Farragut defense that they don't have a ton of size. They've got a good amount of speed, though, so he is going to have some good reads again tonight. Expect those receivers to run some good routes as well, and obviously he's got a lot of options out there this season. I'm also interested to see Carmine Phillips kind of dealing with an injury last week, but he ran the ball really well. He was averaging 10 yards a carry, didn't get into the end zone, but still ran it really well. Expect him to probably have a good game. You'll split him out in the slot a little bit as well. So this offense, not necessarily a bounce-back opportunity because 33 points is always very solid. Any week you can do that, but you're going to have some more opportunities against this Farragut
And
defense.
for this offense, a team that is continuing to develop their passing game, good news for Upperman fans. Their 2 prime Division I players on the offensive side of the ball have started clicking. Bronston Chaffin and the big tight end Colton Johnson carried the ball a couple of times last week out of the backfield, but 5 catches for 56 yards. They have the outside options, outside the numbers with Block and Fitz. Inside the numbers, a ton of Colton Johnson, and they expect that to be a mismatch in favor of the Bees tonight.
He had a great catch deep in the red zone as well, 17 yards just short of the goal line where he's got defenders draped all over him. You don't expect him as a guy that you just toss it up to and go up and get it. Well, he's kind of turning into that guy, and with as big as he is, it is such a threat for this Upperman offense from that tight end spot, and obviously, you said it, he's in the backfield a little bit now, too, so they can throw him back there if they want to. I would expect him to see maybe a little bit more in that tight end spot tonight, and they're going to go to him quite a bit. He's the biggest target on the field. Why not go to him?
We're live right now on the UCR Facebook page, YouTube channel, live across the radio airwaves on 106.1 The Eagle. You're going to hear a lot of us on 106.1 The Eagle, the new home radio broadcast crew for the Tennessee Tech Golden Eagles. Myself, Justin Matheny, and Jacob will be there on Saturday as they welcome in the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga Mocs. That's going to be a lot of fun. We'll get to that on Saturday. This is just the appetizer, and what a great appetizer. This is a plate of buffalo wings from the best place you can get them from. May I recommend Nick's Restaurant or Fire and Vine. Regardless, tomorrow, high school football game of the week, Cookeville, Sparta. You've got a great one that you'll be at between Livingston and Smith County. We'll also have Macon County taking on Greenbrier. What a slate it is this week, and we get it kicked off with a great one between the Upperman Bees and the Farragut Admirals. Hallie Gunlock caught up with Adam Kane a few minutes ago. We'll hear from the head coach for the Bees, a few words from our sponsors, and come back for kickoff. A big non-region matchup tonight at Billy C. Rogers. The Hive is rocking. Kickoff when we come back. This has been the Crouch Team with Highlands Lake Real Estate pregame show, and this is Upperman Football, presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
I'm here with Coach Adam Kane for Upperman. Coach, you're coming off of a tough road loss. What has been the focus in practice as you try and bounce back?
Well, you know, like a bunch of famous coaches have always said, you gotta make sure you don't not learn your lessons from your losses. Nobody wants to lose. Nobody's trying to lose, but there's always pretty significant lessons you can learn through a loss because you have their full attention. You know, the biggest things that we try to do is make sure we're focused. You know, obviously we got to correct the mistakes that we made. We got to improve our run defense, no turnovers, and you know, those were things we emphasized. I felt like the kids had a pretty good week of practice working on those things. Now, can we do that against a good 6A program tonight? I hope. I'm not going to make any promises, but I think we got better from our experience last week.
What do you need to see out of your defensive line to contain the run game?
You know, I felt like we were a little bit on our heels all night. Against their size last week, it was kind of tough playing that 3 down front that we played. But they had us spread out all over the field with really good athletes. And so, you know, the biggest thing I want them to learn is we've got to set the tone. We've got to play a more physical brand of football on the line of scrimmage.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Thanks.
Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to be the presenting sponsor of Upperman Athletics on UCR.
Located at 755 Buffalo Valley Road in Cookeville, Gentry's Power Equipment is your local steel dealer. With a huge selection of outdoor power equipment, including chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, mowers, pressure washers, and more. They are your local one-stop shop for high-quality equipment. Locally owned and operated, Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to support Upperman Athletics and UCR.
Mayberry's Furniture has been family-owned and operated since 1946 and is now serving the Upper Cumberland with locations in both Crossville and Cookeville, offering the largest array of solid wood furniture and mattresses in the area. They also provide a best price guarantee and in-house service and delivery. Stop into their 15,000 square foot showroom at 1020 South Willow Avenue in Cookeville to see their selection of Amish solid wood, flex steel, Tempur-Pedic, Sealy Posturepedic, and much more today. Mayberry's Furniture is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the high school football game of the week on the UCR Media Network. Watson Chevrolet is proud to present the area's best selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Watson Chevy's staff of experts are ready to get you into your next vehicle with unmatched service and knowledge. Stop in at 2350 Cookeville Highway and get your vehicle serviced by their highly trained professionals. Right now, you can save money on oil changes, regular maintenance, and battery installation. And remember, don't buy till you see Jason Fye. Watson Chevy is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the UCR Media Network. Eminence Eagle Auction and Realty is proud to present an online-only auction featuring 44 acres of land with a home, pond, and support buildings. 5 tracts of land in Pall Mall include 2 homes, a working oil well, 2 barns, and a pond. You can bid on this property at eagleauctions.com or call 931-526-5335 for more information. Bidding on this online-only auction ends September 4th at 12 noon. Eminence Eagle Auction and Realty is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Welcome back. Upperman wins the opening toss. They defer their choice to the second half, so the Farragut Admirals will receive our opening kickoff here tonight. It is a non-region matchup between the 6A Farragut Admirals and the 4A Upperman Bees here in Billy C. Rogers Stadium. Upperman only 4 home games this year. They get one here, go on the road to Stone next week in a big Region 4-4A matchup, come back here for another tough game. Beach comes to town, led by Caden Powell. That one a potential game of the week as well. Upperman in their home black jerseys, white pants, gold numbers and letters on the front and the back with the white helmets. Farragut in the very sweet road white jerseys, silver pants with blue accents. William Shea, he came in and tried to stabilize things in the kicking game last week. The freshman, he gets the start at kicker. Upperman last week, pooch kicks all day, keeping it away from Zay Anderson. Talked to Coach Kane, said, yeah, probably should have onside kicked it instead of doing that every time because it was great field position all night long. How will they treat it here today with a dangerous returner, but certainly not Zay Anderson back deep to receive this kick?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to find out. It's one of their free safeties in Mason Apolategi. We're going to have fun saying that name all night long. But he's back. He's the man, one man back deep to receive. They got a couple of up man as well. And he's back on the 5-yard line right now. Upperman normally not going that deep, so it'll be interesting to see where they try to go because they can kind of get into some troubles. Usually their coverage is pretty good, and they can stop them at about the 40-yard line. The defense takes care of the rest.
First opportunity for the Bees to bounce back from a regular season loss in over 1,000 days. Let's get it on in Baxter. It is a deep kickoff. He fields it at the 5-yard line, looking to cut it up, and he's crushed. A crushing hit leveled. Jude Fitzpatrick comes through. We mentioned his name. He's looking for a bounce back tonight, and he gets them fired up. 1st and 10 Farragut from their own 24-yard line.
Yeah, Apolategi got to the sideline looking for somewhere to go, and Jude Fitzpatrick just absolutely blew him up. And that, I mean, right there, 24-yard line. If you're the Upperman defense, normally you're not starting at the 24-yard line, so that is a great start for the Upperman Bees defense.
There is a change up front. Jacoby Beasley gets the start for the injured Israel Alvarez. He missed went out of last week's game with an injury. Kobe Justice also starting at the linebacker spot alongside Colton Johnson and Jude Fitzpatrick. Jude Fitzpatrick walks up, shows blitz. Handoff up the middle for Farragut, looking to cut it outside, making one man miss and now spinning forward. And a little deja vu for the Bees defensively as they give it to the freshman Nathan Jacobs, who's really worked his way into this lineup. A gain of 11 and a first down for the Admirals.
And Jacobs got a good amount of carries last week against Powell. He was kind of that second back that came in, but then got the majority of the carries and really took them pretty deep.
Working right to left on your radio dial if you're listening on 106.1 The Eagle. 1st and 10 out of this pistol offense for Farragut. Starting quarterback tonight, Corbin Hobson, the junior. As Upperman shows blitz again, they bring it, handoff up the middle. This time, nothing doing. They'll be brought down after a gain of 1. Upperman rolling these linebackers, Jacob. Colton Johnson back to his typical Sam linebacker spot. Jude Fitzpatrick goes to the Mike spot, trying to change things up a little bit.
Yeah, and we'll see how they're able to stop the run. Obviously, first run goes for 11 yards that time. They're able to stop it, just a 2-yard gain. Hobson, be interested to see. He threw it a lot more in week 1 than he did in week 2, and he didn't throw it for very many yards, just 38 yards last week against Powell.
2nd and 8 for Farragut. Snap taken. Hobson play fake, trying to roll away. Johnson in his face, hit as he throws, and it's nearly picked off. A flag on the near side of the field. Potential pick 6 wiped off the board for Carmine Phillips, and we'll wait on the flag. He had to get rid of that immediately.
Yeah, and there's not too many times I think it caught Carmine Phillips off guard. He's looking for a man and ends up seeing the football coming his way, just not quite ready for it. It's not too many times you're going to see him drop something like that.
Adam Kane.
Is this a sideline warning, maybe?
I think this is going to be against Farragut. They're asking him if it's accepted or declined. It's going to be an eligible receiver downfield. Okay. And he will decline it, make it 3rd and 8. Upperman, this year, part of the defensive questions, they're back in their 3-3 stack. Back in Adam Kane's system. Blake Satterfield still on the staff. They went to a 4-down front the past couple of seasons. Back in that 3-3, not exactly designed to stop the power run. Here's the 3rd and 8, and for the first time, the Hive roars to life. 2 to the right, 1 to the left for Hobson as Omosha's H-back across. The junior quarterback surveys the Upperman defense, has the snap, drops back, looks into the flat, fires, receiver makes the catch, gets away from one man, now another, and the second effort's going to move the chains for Farragut as Ethan Farhat able to juke his way. This spot is close, but I think he does have it, and it will be enough for a first down. A little dump off into the flat moves the chains.
Yeah, and before you said that, talking about the run game for this Farragut front offensive line, all 5 linemen are seniors. Not the biggest line of the world, but a very solid 6A line up front. And all being seniors is obviously very good for this coaching staff.
The smallest lineman is Bryson Bassett, and he's 235.
Yeah.
Nobody bigger than 285 along that front for Farragut. 2 first downs on the drive so far. They've got a 1st and 10 here after moving the chains on 3rd and 8. Upperman really loading the box up. All the players just right along the line. Handoff up the middle again and being pushed backwards. Nothing doing again for the freshman back. And Andrew Bohan, the defensive lineman, first one there. No gain. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Tate Porath coming off the edge. Bohan was able to reach him there first and just drove him straight backwards. Jacobs had nowhere to go on that run to the left side.
2nd down and 10 here for the Admirals. Opening drive of the game. 9:40 and counting to play into the first quarter. Now they're going to go 4 wide. 2 receivers split out each direction. Hobson now will check back. You'll see a lot of faux tempo tonight for Farragut. They get up on the line, and then they'll check over. Upperman shows blitz again. Here comes Johnson off the edge. They throw away from it to the right side. Catch is made, and being planted down immediately by Carmine Phillips is Johnny Jacobs. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 4 for Farragut.
And so a big 3rd down here, already converting one of those 3rd downs was that Farragut offense. 3rd down and 4, and manageable spot here in the middle of the field looking for a stop.
A lot of pressure early from the Bees. They've sent Colton Johnson a couple of times off the edge. 3rd down and 4, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. More on Johnson in a minute. Hard count, got him. Free 5 yards, and Upperman undisciplined, going to result in a first down for Farragut, starting to move it down the field. Talking about Colton Johnson, his recruiting starting to heat up here in his junior season. Just got a game day invite to Rocky Top in the University of Tennessee.
Obviously, you got to be a junior before you start getting some of those big looks as well. We've seen that with some of the other players, including Brownston Chapman last season. And, it's definitely going to heat up for the big man in the middle. But there, you mentioned that faux tempo. That is kind of what threw him off guard there. When you're looking at that sideline each time, you're expecting that. But when he's looking at the center the whole time, he gets him to jump off.
1st and 10, Farragut. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Snap taken. Give to the back. He gets away from one man. Now stiff arms off of Fitz, and Upperman strings him out. He'll be dumped out of bounds A gain of maybe 3. And again, going with Jacobs, they've gone to a different back really in every game so far. Today, it's Jacobs on the opening drive.
Yeah, Jacobs gets the start, but great job by the Upperman defense holding contain up that right side. Elijah Fitz gets there first, and then Gunnar Block comes from behind to finish it off. Looked like Tate Porath was able to Tate Porath was able to get inside there to kind of get that pressure started.
In the pistol set, 2nd down and 7. Snap taking, going to fire the quick hitter. Room to work in the flat. Making one man miss, and now spinning forward again. Makes it 3rd and very short. Ethan Farragut able to move it again. And now this is exactly where Farragut wants to be all night long. 3rd and 2. Opening drives have not been kind to the Bees. They did get a stop last week, but it came down at the goal line, and Greenville gifted them maybe a questionable play call on 4th down and 1 from the 1-yard line.
Well, Webb's only score week 1 was on that first drive.
Upperman certainly an adjustment coaching staff defensively. Pistol snap, handoff to Jacobs again. He breaks 1 tackle, and now the Cavalry arrives, but he only needed a yard. Gets about 3. It'll be a 1st down for Farragut. They're down to the Upperman 31, and they're also keeping the ball out of Bronston Chaffin's hands. 4.5 minutes gone on the drive so far.
And for Jacobs, we don't have the super updated roster because he's the only one not listed on here. We know who he is just from the broadcast last week from Farragut. He's a taller back. Normally you have a running back who's a little bit shorter. Now you have one of the new backs coming in, and Charlie Noble. He started the game last week against Powell.
3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right here is Hobson checks over, and this is where Farragut has stalled out a lot. They've moved it between the 20s, but have struggled in the red area so far this year, trying to change that here tonight.
And their kicker, Ryan McHugh, pretty good leg. They might try him.
Takes the snap, handoff up the middle, nowhere to run. Front 3 gets through, and Colton Johnson finishes him off from behind. Johnson on the year already over 21 tackles through a game and a half.
He had 15 last week against Greenville. I mean, he has been all over the place, obviously playing both sides as well. He was in the special teams on kick coverage team, so he's been on the field pretty much at all times for this Upperman squad. And Coach K normally does that, throws his best players out there and leads them out there to make plays.
2nd and 11 again, same set for Farragut. Pistol snap, dropping back Hobson. Looking left, fires under pressure. Receiver wide open, makes the catch. Now spins, trying to stay on his feet, and he'll be wrestled down. It's Farragut again. 3rd catch of the drive. Gunnar Block in there to make the tackle, and that's a great job of pursuit by Block, who is the 2nd leading tackler on this team out of his free safety spot, and it's 3rd down and 12.
And Block, of course, 5'5", 125. He's going to be the smallest guy on the field almost every single week, but he does that right there. He wraps him up, and he doesn't let go. He's got a death grip whenever he gets the wrap up.
And he belonged on that field last week.
Absolutely.
Him and Elijah Fitz were the 2 best players alongside Johnson on that Upperman defense, bar none. 3rd down and 12. Trips to the right, 1 to the left for Farragut. Trying to avoid stalling out in the high red area. Noble on the right hip now as they'll go into the shotgun. And we're going to have a whistle and a timeout coming here for Farragut.
Delay game.
Never mind, delay of game. My apologies. So that makes it 3rd and 18. This drive's taken over half the quarter off the clock. 5:45 to go in the opening frame. Good opportunity to remind you the scoreboard or clock on this screen is unofficial. So if it bounces around a little bit, that's not happening in the building. Hallie's keeping it over there on the sidelines. Trips to the right, 1 to the left. 3rd and long here for Farragut. Snap taken, play fake, dropping back. Hobson with all day to throw, and now he's going to tuck it and run. Hobson tries to get to the edge, being pursued all the way, and he will be deposited out of bounds by Tate Porath, who just dumps him. Farragut wants a late hit. They're not going to get it. Big loss on the play. 4th and long, and the punting unit going to have to trot out for Farragut. They'll try to pin the Bees deep.
Tremendous job by that Upperman defense. Everything is covered deep off of the play fake. Hobson tries to make something happen with his legs. And again, you said it, for this Farragut team, this is where they've run into trouble. When they get into plus territory, when they get into the opponent's side of the field, they usually stall out. And the same thing happens here. The punting unit's going to have to come on.
Carmine Phillips is going to drop back. This is where you're trying to pin them deep. Ryan McHugh, you mentioned it, Jacob. He's a really good kicker and punter. Wasn't ready for it. Gets the snap on a hop.
They weren't even set.
Kick away. And this one, though, rockets out of bounds. A tremendous punt. They'll spot it about the 3-yard line, maybe the 4. And that is where we will see the senior, Bronston Chaffin, trot out onto the field. the first time there's ever been any real adversity on Bronzden Chaffin in a regular season. 2 interceptions in the second half. Don't forget about all those touchdowns that he had. He has 8 touchdowns through 2 weeks. 7 on the ground, 1 through the air.
Getting a lot done on the ground. 11 for 18 last week throwing the ball, so not bad numbers, but the 2 interceptions obviously stand out. And here on the, 3-yard line, 2-yard line, wherever they're getting it started.
They end up spotting it right at the 5, it looks like.
So you get a little bit of breathing room, but I would expect him to probably run the football this deep in their own end.
Carmine Phillips going to be in the backfield. A 4-year starter, one of the lone ones on the entire squad. Chaffin has the snap. He's going to give to Phillips up the middle. Big hole. There goes Carmine to the 10. Carmine bounces up to the 15, to the 20. Stiff arm out of bounds at the 25. Carmine Phillips on a Baxter Pharmacy first down.
I mean, how about the blocks up front from that front line, and then a second block a little later on down the field. I couldn't tell if it was Elijah Fitz or someone else on that second block, which opened it up a little bit here on the near sideline. And Phillips was battling the injury last week. Looked pretty fresh right there.
Gain of 21 for Phillips. Yeah, he had a lower body injury and still had 13 attempts for 140 yards. Busted the long one late in the first half. Would have been a touchdown if he was at 100%.
Something to watch out for, this defensive line for Farragut. Not the biggest. They average 6 foot 218, so they're a little bit smaller down front.
Chaffin play fake, looking for Johnson, who was open, but a great job getting the hand up on the defensive line by Jackson Plumley as he rejects that one, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
And Chaffin, he was looking like he was trying to catch it himself and then maybe go for a run off to the right. Great job by that defensive line. Mentioned they don't have a ton of size, but they've got speed, and they'll get up there and try to knock passes down as well. They've got a little bit of size height-wise.
A lot of RPOs for this Upperman team this year. Chaffin read that one well, but a great job watching the tape. Plumley gets his hand up, and now we'll see the spread offense. Got out of it a little bit last week in that rock fight in Greenville. And they'll space it out here. Shotgun snap again. Hits Johnson on the edge. Colton Johnson with a head of steam, and he's just pushing his way forward. They'll spot him at the 33.
And how about Gunner block? He got blown up, but he picked up the block, and that's all that he needed. That one person to give a little bit of space there for Colton Johnson, who does the rest afterwards. And now you've got 3rd down and manageable.
3rd and 3 upcoming here for the Bees. Make it 3rd and 4. Couple of pass plays in a row. We've seen a lot more of that this year than what you are accustomed to seeing out of an Adam Kane coach team. Adam Kane, the play caller on offense and on defense for this squad. He'll send Fitz way out wide to the left, blocking Johnson on the right. Phillips in the backfield. Shotgun snap, handoff to Phillips. Up the middle, Carmine Phillips dances through traffic. Big pile up there. They're pulling him forward. Depends on the spot, but I think he's got it. He does have enough for a Baxter Pharmacy first down.
Yeah, it's back there on the 28-yard line, that first down marker. He got all the way out to the 31, so a nice run there of about 7 yards for Carmine Phillips. And a good job again up front, blocking on that offensive line. They're going to have an advantage on that offensive line size-wise, so you got to take advantage of it when you're trying to run it inside.
Good night weather-wise. Upperman had 18 million cramps last week, 74 degrees. It is muggy outside.
The rain is cleared out, though, it seems like.
Knock on wood. One receiver each way for Chaffin. Has the snap. First opportunity for Bronzden. Chaffin dances around. Now he's looking to bounce it outside. Chaffin at the 35. Stutter steps and now will just dart out of bounds. A couple of pancakes out there for the Bees as well. Bronzden Chaffin on a gain of 6.
I mean, it's just so much more elusive, it seems, here in this senior season. All the way to the left side, cuts it all the way back right. And he's got a defensive end right there in Jackson Plumley. He's able to get around him and then smartly doesn't take the hit, just steps out of bounds and kind of conserves some energy. And again, it's still a run of 6 yards, brings up 2nd down and 4.
Thursday night football, there's one other game going on across the UC tonight. The battle for Crossville. Cumberland County, Stone Memorial. We'll keep you updated if we get a score on that one. One receiver each way. Of course, NFL football starts tonight.
That's right.
Cowboys and Eagles. Chaffin takes the snap, going to give to Phillips again. Phillips just waits for the blockers and now slung down at about the 47-yard line. It's another Baxter Pharmacy first down.
Yeah, and a good job as well by that offensive line. Just enough for that first down. Donovan Lloyd in there, a sophomore on the tackle for Farragut. But, I mean, they're just kind of having their way up front right now, trying to run inside. And just enough, about 4 yards, 5 yards each time. And you'll take that every single time if you hand it off.
Tonight's broadcast presented by Gentry's Power Equipment, the presenting sponsor of Upperman Athletics all season long at UCR. Your hometown Steel and X-Mark dealer located on Buffalo Valley Road in Cookeville. Lawnmowers, chainsaws, leaf blowers, parts and service, all right there in-house at Gentry's Power Equipment. Shotgun snap, Chaffin play fake, fires into the flat for Johnson again. Johnson upfield with a great cut and finishes forward on a gain of 9. that connection really heating up from Chaffin and Colton Johnson.
He had the free safety, Apoletegi, right on him and just jukes him out of it and able to get upfield on first down, a gain of 9 instead of a gain of about 4 with Apoletegi right in front of him.
The Bees methodically moving down the field. They have a run of 20 on this drive. Other than that, it's been 6, 7, 8 yards a pop. And we're getting late already in the first quarter, under 3 minutes to play. Long drive for Farragut ended empty-handed with a punt.
Fitz again alone up top there.
Well, they hunt him up. Low snap. Fake the reverse. They are hunting him up. Chaffin looking deep for Fitz, but a miscommunication. Admiral had a look at that one deep, but I don't think Fitz knew that ball was coming to him. Incomplete, 3rd and a yard.
Yeah, that almost looked like kind of one of those option routes where you can decide which way, which pylon to go to. Fitz maybe deciding to go to that left pylon. Chaffin thinking he's going to the right pylon, more up the middle, and obviously a miscommunication and a little bit of an overthrow there from Chaffin.
That's the textbook spot to take a shot, 2nd and 1. Now you have 3rd and 1.
And it's a short one.
It is. They're right on the 44-yard line. They need to get to the 43. As they break huddle, and no send trips out to the right. Block, Fitz, and Johnson. That's a pretty good trio. They all have very different body types.
Yes.
Chaffin takes the snap. Quarterback keeper the whole way around the right side. Lowers the shoulder, and now still on his feet before a host of Admirals bring him down. It's a Baxter Pharmacy first down, and Jacob, that's a play Upperman needs to get back to. They ran it on 4th down and a yard last week in the 4th quarter at Greenville. One missed block. Play got blown up. That ended up being the difference. That is their bread and butter right there.
No, you overload that side, so you're going to get some push from your blockers. They just got to pick up the blocks. That's exactly what they did. And then obviously, when you got 6'4", 230 running behind it, he lowers his shoulder, runs over one defender, and he's able to get a couple of extra yards. And a prolonged drive starting to come together now for the Bees with 2:12 to go in the first.
Down at the Farragut 39. Farragut shows blitz. Snap taken. Chaffin up the middle. We've got a flag down. I think this one maybe coming back for illegal formation. He got 4 on the play. We'll wait and see. Came in as soon as the snap was, which is a tall tale sign in high school where offsides is an immediate dead ball, that it's going to be against the offense. And it's not.
Sideline.
It's a sideline warning against Farragut. So the next one will be 15, and it's going to be 2nd and 6 for the Bees as we go down to 1:54 to go here in the first quarter. Good white hat tonight. One of the best in the UC. Best strike zone in the Upper Cumberland. Irrelevant tonight.
He'll be tuned into that Livingston Academy game tomorrow night.
Probably so. How about those Livingston Academy Wildcats? Trips to the right for Chaffin and Phillips in the backfield. There's the snap. Handoff to Carmine up the middle. Carmine spins off of one tackler. Now still trying to hop forward. He'll be pushed down at the 31. 3rd down and about 2 upcoming here. In 4-down territory, under 90 seconds to play in the first quarter.
And Farragut's doing a great job of sending hats to the football right now. I mean, they are gang tackling well, but it's coming after about 4 yards almost every single time, so they just haven't been able to limit the first downs. They got an opportunity here, 3rd down and a long 2, maybe 3, kind of closer to that red zone, that high red zone area, like you said, for Farragut on the other side.
Carmine Phillips has 4 carries for 34 yards on this drive. Now they're going to split them out.
12th play of the drive upcoming, too.
3 to the left, 1 to the right for Chaffin. Has the snap. Fakes, now breaks one tackle, and now cavalry arrives for Farragut. Chaffin wisely just lowers the shoulder. Bronsden Chaffin will not be denied on a Baxter Pharmacy first down.
Well, he had Colt Brooker out there, one of the ends for Farragut that was pretty much on his back the whole time, and he just lowers the shoulder and runs over. Had to run over one of his own players and block up there as well, and gets it up for the first down. Didn't look like he was going to be able to get anything out of it. Had to get around his offensive line and able to make something out of it with the Baxter Pharmacy first down run.
Should have been a loss of a yard.
Yep.
And instead Chaffin doing Bronsden Chaffin things. And this could be the last play of the first quarter. 44 seconds to go in it. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Chaffin surveys. Now has the snap. This time he is going to throw. Quick hitter to Phillips. Phillips looking for the edge. Now he stiff arm, stays on his feet as he darts out of bounds. Colton Johnson taking on 2 Admirals himself on the left side. A gain of about 3, maybe 4.
Zane Koreshi-Smith on the tackle out there. Pretty good tackle as well. If you get Phillips in space, you better bring him down. Otherwise, he's going to try and break it. And he was about the only defender on that far side of the field. Did get out of bounds, so the clock stops.
At 37 seconds here. First game at home for the Bees. They do not have many opportunities to play home games. They have a few big games. This one, Beach, Last game of the regular season, Thursday night, Macon County comes to town. I bet this place will be full that night.
I think it'll be pretty packed.
Yeah, and rowdy. Chaffin in the gun. On 2nd and 7, has the snap, play fake, looking to throw into flat, wide open. Receiver makes the catch. It's Fitzpatrick. Stays on his feet to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Upperman. Bronsden Chaffin to Jude Fitzpatrick. 6 on the board for the Bees.
Yeah, what a move by Fitzpatrick. He's got one defender in front of him. Jukes to the middle of the field, goes back outside, and then turns on the Jets and able to get in. Has a little bit of size to him to lay the lumber at the end of it as well. And now the point after attempt. Struggled with him last week, just 1 of 4 last week. See if how well they worked on him this week on a short week.
It's a Legacy House touchdown for the Bees. Legacy House in Smithville. And it's back to Austin Roberts. Gunner block to hold. This was an experience last week. This one spinning left, and it is good. Roberts puts it through, and on the Legacy House score, Upperman strikes 7-0. That was a vintage Upperman drive. Bronsden Chaffin, 4 of 6 for 43 yards and a score. Carmine Phillips, 34 yards, 14 plays, 95 yards.
That was the number I was looking at. They started at their own 5-yard line. Of course, it got started with the Carmine Phillips 22-yard run to set them up and give them a little bit of breathing room, and then they just started using that clock. There's only 28 seconds left here in the first quarter and only 2 offensive drives from either side. A great start for this Upperman Bees defense, and then the offense answers back.
The Bees trying to bounce back. First time, and as we talked to Coach Kane in the preview series, the 10-0 thing had become kind of a life of its own. Understanding that may disappear this year. It has disappeared this year. It's all about the response. A good opening quarter so far for the homestanding Bees.
Hey, get it out of the way early. Don't have to worry about it later on, I guess.
And it's a Farragut team at 0-2. A ferocious schedule so far.
Yeah, 6A out in East Tennessee. There's not too many teams that you're able to schedule. So,
and then in their region, they got to deal with Maryville, and now Oak Ridge bounces into their region, Cleveland in their region.
And already played Sevier County and Powell.
William Shea going to kick it off. The students rocking, as is the Upperman band. Ethan Farhat back deep to receive this one. A booming kick, spinning, fielded at the 5-yard line for Farhat. Trying to set up the blocks. He's to the 20, a foot race to the 25, has a lane to the 30, 35, cuts upfield, still weaving through traffic.
Oh, he was 100% out of bounds.
And now they will take him down at the 40. Jacob was pointing, saying he's out of bounds. I thought he was as well. The official says no. Farragut won't complain. They've got 1st and 10 on the Upperman 41-yard line.
I mean, he was a full stride out of bounds back at about the 37-yard line. And,
no question.
It wasn't even close.
Just saw it on the delayed replay. We have.
I don't know how the line judge didn't see that.
Yeah, that's a poor call out there. It's his job to see that, and it leads to 25 extra yards on the return for Farragut.
Because Upperman did a good job bottling it up, kind of forcing him out there, and they only had one place to go, and that was to go out of bounds.
1st and 10 Farragut, though, late in this first quarter. Hobson in the pistol. Has a high snap, going to give. Jacobs up the middle, and he is rejected. I already know who made that hit. A couple of different Bs. Another D1 guy, Parker Cox. He's going to go visit UTC coming up soon. Speaking of the Mocs, and that will be the final play of the first quarter. Farragut with good field position, but Upperman in the lead. After 1, it's 7-0. This is Upperman football, presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy, UCR Media Network.
The Quality Family, a local company supporting and caring for our local communities. The Quality Family offers services to get you back to the game. From bracing to oxygen and everything in between, we can meet your medical equipment needs with Buckeye Home Medical Equipment. If you have an in-home need for strength and conditioning, for example after a surgery or injury, Quality Home Health is available to provide individualized care while you are on the mend. For those with end-of-life diseases, Quality Hospice is available to provide nurturing care during those difficult times. Choose the Quality family of services for care within your community. Visit thequalityfamily.com to navigate all we have to offer you.
Turfmasters Landscape Management has been serving the Upper Cumberland since 1996. They offer a variety of services, including lawn maintenance, landscape design and installation, landscape lighting, irrigation systems, and more. For more information, contact Matt Wilson at 931-261-1587 today. Turfmasters Landscape Management is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media.
Welcome back. Very little opportunities for offense for both teams so far. Just the second drive of the game for Farragut. Upperman's had one. They scored on it. It's 2nd and 10 from the 41-yard line. Farragut got a gift. They're in good field position because of it. But the first play, Parker Cox said, not today. Out of the pistol, Hobson has the snap. Looks left, fires the quick hitch. Receiver makes the catch, and Fitz will escort him out of bounds. It's Farragut again. And that's been the passing game so far for Farragut. A lot of underneath stuff, trying to get it out in space.
And he made a couple of mistakes against Powell where he's trying to go downfield with it. We already saw that as well, but he also had pressure right in his face from Colton Johnson on that first drive. He's going to take a couple of shots and a couple of chances, that being Hobson. But when he's on these quick outs, he's normally able to hit them.
3rd down and 5 upcoming here for the Admirals. Hobson in the pistol. One receiver split out each way. 3 down front for the Bees. Has the snap. Going to give up the middle to Jacobs, and this is coming back. Immediate flag down on both sides because each side had a receiver off the line of scrimmage. Not enough on the line as Colton Johnson makes the tackle, but it'll take a 1st down off the board and turn this into a 3rd and 10.
Yeah, that was immediately, so probably that illegal shift or illegal formation. And you could see that right side of the line, one of the tight ends who was down, one of the down guys, he said trying to move one of those receivers back off the line.
7 were not on the line. They didn't have enough. The only people on the line of scrimmage on that play were the 5 offensive linemen. So that backs him up 5 yards and makes it 3rd down and right at 10 yards. They're at the 41-yard line.
So a big opportunity here for this Upperman defense. Colton Johnson did get in there and make the tackle. Would have been short 3rd down, and now obviously backs him up to here.
I'm Noah McKay. That's Jacob Vinson. Allie Gunlock on the sideline. We're in the Upper Cumberland Generators broadcast booth tonight. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Pistol set again for Hobson. Has the snap, dropping back. Has time, surveys the field. Here comes the pressure. From behind, now throws it backwards. That's a fumble. They fall on it, and that'll be a big loss if they ruled a backwards pass, which they should, and they do. This is going to make it 4th and a mile, and Farragut will be forced to punt it away.
And how about that defensive front again, and those linebackers getting in there. Colton Johnson, Andrew Bohan back there in the backfield, and Hobson, he just turned around. He's looking for anybody to get it to. He didn't want to take the hit, and he didn't want to take the loss, and it was a backwards pass. That was a great job by Jacobs realizing that and diving on the football. Otherwise, the Bees would have had a chance to pick it up and run. So McHugh will come on to punt this one away again.
The Upperman front starting to wreak some havoc here. Phillips back deep to receive this kick. The last one from McHugh was perfect. Coffin corner at the 5-yard line. This one,
great.
Booming, spiraling. Bounces at the 10, straight into the air, and it'll be touched down. Pardon me, it bounced at the 15. And Upperman starts on their own 11 this time. What a weapon the senior Ryan McHugh is for Farragut.
And that's where the advantage that they have had in weeks 1 and 2 is in that special team, and McHugh has been great in those first couple of games, both place kicking. Didn't have a great day punting last week against Powell. He has been really good on the first 2 punts so far tonight.
And here comes Bronsden Chaffin. Threw a touchdown on his first drive. That was his 9th total of the season already through a game and a half plus a quarter. So now a game and 3 quarters.
Good move by Jude Fitzpatrick as well to get into the end zone.
First touchdown of the year for Fitzpatrick, who's had a much better start to this game here tonight. He'll come out late here as Chaffin breaks the huddle. They'll have 2 receivers out to the left with 10:49 to play here in the first half. Shotgun snap, give to the back Phillips. Very well defended for Farragut. Nowhere to run. Gain of maybe a yard, and a B is slow to get up. And that's Noah Tarver, the right guard, who's now back up onto his feet. Holding his shoulder a little bit. And Coach Kane is saying go down, and now Tarver will go down. And that sends Bohan out there, who started last year on this offensive line.
Yeah, that's the good thing about going to where you're not trying to go with a lot of two-way guys this season. You have these guys who did play last season, and a lot of the starting minutes, they've got the experience. You can just kind of slot them in when things like this happen. Hopefully Tarver is able, you can see him, he's trying to fight through it and get back up and fight off the field, but he'll go down and maybe get a couple of plays off here.
Give us an opportunity to promote what we've got coming up tomorrow, a fun day plan. The high school football game of the week presented by Mayberry's Furniture. Maybe the best rivalry in the Upper Cumberland. Cookeville, Sparta, D. Harris Field at Warrior Stadium tomorrow night. I'll be there alongside Jeremy. Coach Dodgen on the sideline tomorrow. That's going to be a lot of fun. Jacob, you got a big one in the black hole. This Livingston Academy at 2-0. Everybody except a guest picker picks Livingston this week against Smith County. Will Hogeye prove us right? Will Smith County say not so fast to Cinderella? We'll find out on UCR2. Coach Wes Shanks. That makes a little bit of sense there. He wasn't going to pick Livingston. And then on UCR3, Macon County taking on Greenbrier. Then we'll have the Friday Night End Zone show.
That's right.
And then Saturday.
And it might start before 11 o'clock.
I
Maybe.
really hope so. And then Saturday, we will head to Tucker Stadium to call Tennessee Tech against UTC.
That's going to be a lot of fun. Justin back on a headset.
Future SoCon rivals.
Yeah.
Going at it on
That's
Saturday
right.
at noon.
That's a pretty good rivalry itself.
With
Haven't
us
played for
on
a few
the call.
years.
It's going to be unbelievable. 2 to the left here out of that break. Tarver looked like he was okay on his way off the field. Shotgun snap. Chaffin puts his foot in the ground and accelerates
Got some
forward.
space.
There goes Bronsden Chaffin. Gets through one tackler. He's past the 25, and he's out of bounds at the 30. Bronsden Chaffin on a huge run, and it's a Baxter Pharmacy first down.
I mean, we say it every week, but it just cannot be fun as Tarver does make his way back onto the field. So that's good to see. Bohan will come off, but it can't be fun to see for this defensive Farragut, especially the linebackers and then the DBs. You got 6'4", 230 coming at you. He's got speed. He's got elusiveness. Somehow you got to wrap him up and bring him down.
And he is going to be a quarterback at Georgia State. Obviously. To most people, I guess. To the left. Carmine Phillips stays in the backfield with him. 1st and 10 Bs. Chaffin takes the snap. Play fake. Looking to throw downfield. Now forced out of the pocket. Throws on the run low. Couldn't get his base under him. Looking for block. Well covered by the Admirals defense. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, you said it perfect there. He's looking downfield as Elijah Fitz was streaking downfield. Gunner block trying to come back to the football. And Chaffin, like you said, just didn't have his legs underneath him. That was all arm. He was kind of off-kiltered and just couldn't quite get it out well.
Thanks to Michael on YouTube. Score update. Stone Memorial leads late in the first quarter over Cumberland County 7-0 in that rivalry matchup tonight.
Excited to see what Liam Stevens can do in that game for Cumberland County. Of course, Kane Page and company, Noah Potter for Stone Memorial. That offense has been clicking. Get a chance to see them next week against this Bees squad.
Panthers get the Bees next week in Crossville. Shotgun snap, handoff up the middle to Phillips. Breaks one tackle. There goes Carmine Phillips. A stiff finish to the tackle in there by one of the Admirals' safeties. And another member of the Admirals a bit slow to get up. Gain of about 8 or 9. It'll bring up 3rd and short, but first they'll tend to the injured Admiral down there, and the training staff will come out to him.
That's one of their defensive ends in Colt Brooker, who is down. He was one of their main guys who has gotten a good amount of playing time early on this season. Harrison Smith, he was the one that laid the hit on Phillips at the end of that play there, and he gave him a pretty good look at the end of it.
If you're Adam Kane, you have to really like how this game has started.
Absolutely.
The defensive line controlling things, a big answer to what happened a week ago. They know they need to get some separation here on a Farragut team that has hung around their first 2 games of the season, but back looking like a familiar Upperman team early on in this game.
And we saw a couple of those good runs from Farragut on that first drive. Second drive, it wasn't quite there. That pressure was getting home on that second drive, and credit to that defensive front and the linebackers filling in the gaps behind. Offensively, it's been almost pretty much picture perfect, which it's only been one series and now a series and a half essentially, but you go 95 yards, you take about 5 minutes off the clock. Your first series already taking a good amount of time off the clock. You got 3rd and very short upcoming here. You would expect them to be able to get that with the push that they're getting up front right now. This offensive line has been really good. Carmine Phillips has run it well. Everything is looking like it's clicking right now on a short week of practice.
And the injured Admiral is thankfully back up to his feet and walking off under his own power, favoring his right leg a little bit, Colt Brooker. 3rd down and a yard here for the Bees. Big play upcoming, and see what they try to do here. And historically, this is 8 left, right, or up the middle. Carmine Phillips running well. Seems like he may be getting
I was going to say, give it to either of them.
a little bit more healthy than he was a week ago. That
Yes.
burst starting to return for him. 3rd and a yard here for him as Chaffin surveys the front. Farragut loading up the box. Block in motion, snap taken. Chaffin play fake, goes around the right side. Chaffin still on his feet. He'll stretch it out, lowers the boom, and he moves the chains. It's a gain of 5 and a Baxter Pharmacy first down.
Yeah, it was Mason Apolotegi, the free safety on the end of it there. He's taken a couple of hits from Bronston Chaffin already, and he's just trying to get in the way, and Chaffin just completely lowers the shoulder and gets a couple of extra yards, sends Apolotegi flying afterwards, and another first down for the Bees.
1st and 10 from the 44 for Upperman as we go under 10 minutes to play, right at 10 minutes to play in half number 1.
Already 41 yards of rushing for Chaffin, 45 for Carmine Phillips.
And to go along with 43 through the air, nearing 100 total yards for Bronsden Chaffin here, who has his stat line this year. It's impressive already.
And again, he only played half against Webb.
Snap taken, he play fakes, looking to throw again. Chaffin Jump pass, looking for a block. Oh my goodness! Block makes the catch to the 20. A jump pass, 35 yards in the air into a basket to Gunnar Block.
I mean, that's insane. He was mid-air. I can't wait to see the shot that Goose just got from that. He is mid-air, tosses it 35 yards down the field, and celebrates with his junior receiver down the field, Gunnar Block, who perfectly runs underneath it right past the DB. There's not too many guys making that kind of throw. You're jumping mid-air and tossing it 35 yards down the field. Now, Coach Kane might not want to see that too much, but it works out for the Bees.
That's a Baxter Pharmacy first down into the tee-up red zone, all the way to the 14. Block with a great run after the catch. That throw is absurd by Bronston Chaffin. He has the shotgun snap, gives to Phillips up the middle. Carmine Phillips dances past the 15, past the 10, pushing forward. Now they'll be pushed backwards at the 6. Connor Paris in there defensively. Gain of about 7. It's 2nd and 3 as Upperman's looking for a 2-score lead.
Yeah, Paris did everything he could just to jump on the back of Phillips there and try to haggle him down, doing a nice job of it. But another good gain by this Upperman front, and that offensive line opening up a lot of avenues for Carmine Phillips and Bronston Chaffin. 7 yards on the carry that time.
That may be the throw of the year.
That was insane. I mean, that is literally a backyard football throw.
If you've never played football, you don't know how hard of a throw that is. That is just insanity.
He's an athlete. We saw it yesterday at volleyball in one of the pictures that Goose got. He looked like 4 feet off the ground.
2 to the left, 1 to the right for him. He takes the snap. Going to fire it backwards to Phillips. Carmine Phillips to the 5. Carmine Phillips into the end zone. Touchdown, Bees. It's a Legacy House score, and it's 13-0.
Yeah, second passing touchdown of the day for Bronston Chaffin, and we said it last week. Some of those question marks started to rise a little bit. Bronston Chaffin not throwing it well. He looks really, really good through 2 drives tonight against this Farragut defense.
Just a little quick hitter out to Carmine Phillips. It's the 10th total touchdown of the year for Bronston Chaffin. And here comes now Roberts on to kick the extra point. So he's the field goal specialist tonight. Block to hold. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is good. 8:58 to go in the first half. Upperman leads 14-0. Bronston Chaffin in his bag. This is Upperman football presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Turf Masters Landscape Management has been serving the Upper Cumberland since 1996. They offer a variety of services, including lawn maintenance, landscape design and installation, landscape lighting, irrigation systems, and more. For more information, contact Matt Wilson at 931-261-1587 today. Turf Masters Landscape Management is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Welcome back. Upperman leads 14-0. Jacob Vincent, the Farragut Admirals have a Bronston Chaffin problem.
They do. And I think we kind of expected that coming in. We started watching film, and we were impressed with Farragut in terms of it's a 6A football team. They're really, really solid across the line. But there's no standout guys. And against another standout guy, you need some of those standout guys to make some plays. But really a tip of the cap to this offensive line right now because they are opening up everything for this Upperman offense. Obviously, the defense is doing their job as well. And listen, they've been pinned each time. 5-yard line, 9-yard line. They've gone 89 yards and 95 yards on their first 2 drives. So the offense is doing a great job, and looks like we might have a pooch kick here from Shea.
Shea angling after a big return the last time. He jogs up and will pooch this one away. It's fielded cleanly for the Admirals at about the 25-yard line, and now trying to find room, not finding much. Kobe Justice in there on the tackle. Decent field position for Farragut as they get it to about the 38 or so, it appears. Or it'll be 1st and 10. Huge drive for the Admirals offense. Upperman's going to get the ball to start the second half. 14-0, not insurmountable. 8:50 to go. They got to turn the tides, though, because the Bees have all the momentum here at Billy C. Rogers.
And they went down early against Powell, and they had a tough stretch where they give up the football. Powell goes and scores one play later, and then another big play. And so we'll see if they're able to answer it back. They got it to 14-7 at halftime, and if they're able to get a good drive here. But this Upperman defense has been firing, especially those linebackers, and they're showing pressure again.
Shotgun snap to Hobson. He gives to the back, looking to cut it. Nowhere to go. 4 different Bees in there defensively. Charlie Noble on the carry. Colton Johnson able to shoot through the gap created by his front 3. and Jacoby Beasley getting the start for the injured Israel Alvarez, also in there defensively.
And I think what you're starting to see happen is these DBs feel really, really confident in the coverage that they can put on these receivers. So these linebackers are just firing at will right now and trying to get into that backfield.
You know, we don't talk about him a lot, but one of the starting corners for this team has been really good, and that's Liam Schaefer opposite Elijah Fitz with Carmine Phillips out there as well.
And until Hobson can show that he can throw it deep, they're not going to change it.
He will drop back to pass here. Over the middle of the field, receivers there, right on cue. He makes the catch. They split that cover 3 defense. He finds his favorite man, Ethan Farragut, and it's a big pitch and catch for a first down.
Yeah, and like you said, right on cue. Until he can show that he can do it, they're going to keep firing. Finally, he does, and Farragut has been his favorite receiver early on. We'll see if they actually go hurry up here, or if it's that faux hurry-up offense.
1st and 10 for Farragut, needing some momentum here. They're at the 37 of the Bees. Hobson has the pistol snap, going to give to his back, who is crunched immediately. Loss of a half a yard, 4 or 5 different black jerseys in there defensively. And this will make Adam Kane smile. That run defense starting to show up. 2nd down and 11 on a full loss of a yard here with 7:35 and counting to go in half number 1. Working left to right as you envision the action if you're listening on 106.1 The Eagle. 2 to the right, 1 to the left, but not before. We have a whistle and a timeout called by Adam Kane. First time out of the game, we will take it with him and hear a word from our friends at Tee Up in Baxter.
Tee Up is the Upper Cumberland's brand new indoor golfing experience. With 3 state-of-the-art simulators, you can work on some of the world's best courses, all in the comfort of their climate-controlled facility. You want to know how you can improve? See everything from club speed to spin rate in seconds. Conveniently located at 141 4th Street in Baxter. Stop in. Visit them online at teeupgolfclub.com or call them at 931-559-GOLF to reserve your simulator today. Tee Up is proud to support this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Welcome back. Timeout called by the Bees. It's going to be a 2nd and 11 for Farragut. And they're trying to overcome a tendency, which is to stall out in this part of the football field through 3 weeks. They need an answer. Upperman up 14-0, and the offense has had virtually no resistance moving down this field.
It's interesting. For Farragut on offense, Nathan Jacobs, he had a little success on the first drive, a little bit on the second drive, and since then they've gone to the senior and Charlie Noble at the running back spot, and a lot of it has just been that Upperman defensive front, and the linebackers have been blowing everything up, but they have not had anything in the run game in the last couple of drives. Passing game, though, it's been there. Ethan Farragut has made a couple of nice catches to set him up deep here, but now it's 2nd and long, and this Upperman defense has been firing pretty well.
Hobson in the pistol again, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. He has the snap, dropping back to pass, looking right, forced out of the pocket. Here comes the pressure, throws back against the grain. Receiver makes the catch, and he's being wrestled down by Elijah Fitz. Threw it out to Charlie Noble out of the backfield. It'll be 3rd down and 5. Thanks to Michael again for the score update. Stone Memorial leads Cumberland County 20-0 in the first half.
And that's one of the notes I put on here on my board for Hobson. If there's nothing downfield and he's got a little bit of time, he's going to look for that dump off to whoever is back there in the backfield with him.
3rd and 5 in what is likely 4-down territory for the Admirals. Pistol snap to Hobson. Going to give off to Noble. Around left side, big hole. He makes a cut, and there he goes. Noble will be wrestled down inside the 20. Blocked up nicely, and they move the sticks.
First chance they've been able to do that and get some success in the run game against this Upperman defense. Huge hole on that left side. Noble takes advantage again. That shorter back, maybe a little bit speedier than Jacobs. Farragut trying to go quick.
6:40 to go in the first half. They get back on the ball quickly here. 1st and 10 from the 16. Shotgun snap. Handoff goes to Noble on the right side this time. He'll be grabbed and wrestled down, but I believe grabbed up high.
Yeah.
A face mask, and Farragut threatening really for the first time tonight.
That or a horse collar maybe. It looked like Colton Johnson got in there maybe a little bit too high up on the helmet and brings him down.
So the only question there is the 5 or 15. Either way, from there, it's going to be half the distance
you're
to the
inside
goal.
the 10 anyways, where the flag is at least. And there are 2 out.
Both officials threw it right at that spot. They're going to give it the personal foul variety. Regardless, moves it to about the 5-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for Farragut, down 14-7 here on the road.
And we'll see if this Upperman defense can wall up. But we said it, this is the drive for Farragut. If they're going to respond, they got to do it right here. And obviously a great start already on this drive.
If Farragut wants to win this game tonight, they're going to have to score some points.
They're going to their jumbo package. And they've, kind of got out of it, but they've had a lot of success.
Snap, turn and hand off to Jacobs. He's hit and tripped up. they've had a ton of success inside the 5-yard line with this package. They'll go under center and run the tush push. Upperman trying to get some subs in there, but they had a few way away from the play as they respond with a big package of their own. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line. Still in the pistol set. Turning handoff to Jacobs. He's hitting the backfield, gets away and gets forward into the end zone for an Admirals touchdown. They needed an answer, and they get the answer. It's 14-6.
Yeah, that was a great job. The hole opened on that right side. Jacobs able to take advantage of it and able to get in again. That freshman, he's got a lot of run time here early on this season. They go to that power package. It opens up, and he runs right behind his blockers and in.
It's a Farragut team that had a lead with 3 minutes to go a week ago. Ultimately fell as Powell scored late. They're going to hang around. They're going to be a resilient bunch. Could have gotten the break speed off of them by Sevier County, down 20-0, and were able to hang on for that one. Kicking unit on here, we mentioned how good McHugh is. Snap, set, low. There's your jinx for the evening. You're welcome, Upperman fans. No good, right into the middle of the line of scrimmage. So Upperman maintains an 8-point advantage at 14-6. Ball goes back to Bronzden Chaffin. We'll see what adjustments the Admirals can make on defense.
And from the kicker standpoint, normally when that happens, the hold was not the best. Normally, if you've got a good hold, you're able to put it up and through, especially with a good kicker like McHugh, but that's a great response. You cut it to one score, exactly what Farragut was looking for. They got to figure something out defensively, though. I mean, Bronzden Chaffin, Carmine Phillips have been great for this Upperman offense, and obviously they're starting to open up that passing game a little bit as well. Gunnar Block, a nice catch. Carmine Phillips, the touchdown catch. Jude Fitzpatrick, the touchdown catch on the other end. So they have been good early on, and they've been really able to go wherever they want to on offense.
Score update in the National Football League tonight. Philadelphia, the reigning champs, tied up with the Cowboys. 7-7, 5:55 to go in the first quarter there. You don't need to watch that game. We'll tell you about it. A touchdown for Javonte Williams and a touchdown run for Jalen Hurts. Not Saquon Barkley, in case you were wondering like we were. For various reasons. Block and Fitz back deep to receive this kick. McHugh on for his first opportunity to boom it deep, and he can
put it back there.
He can put it through the uprights from here. Only question is if they want to do that or not. He'll jog up and boom, this one away. Fitz goes back and he's in the end zone. It's immediately a dead ball there. Best field position so far for the Bees. They get it on their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, you said it. He's had it punted a couple of times, put him back on the 5 and the 11 that time into the end zone, so they're going to bring it back out in their best starting field position of the night. And they got enough time left, plenty of time left, 5:50, and even to go on one of those prolonged runs. They're going to get the football out of halftime, try to double up here, get some points here, and not leave too much time left for Farragut.
How about the best statistician in the business? We've talked about ourselves, Jeff P.D. Goolsby with the Bees this year to our left. So we don't just know these stats off the top of our heads because Petey's right here helping us out.
He's got his website live and going as well. If you just search Upperman Football on Google, it's going to pop up. It's
UppermanFootball.com.
Yeah.
I did a lot of research using that website. He's got it going. Chaffin brings his team out, takes the snap, going to roll it to the right. Reverse back to Gunnar Block. Look out to the 20. Block at the 25, cuts up field. Now stays on his feet. He's wrestled down at the 27. You don't see a ton of misdirection with this offense. They break it out there on a gain of 7.
Yeah, Jack Smith there to help him up. Donovan Lloyd in on the tackle along with Fletcher Haddad, but a nice job by Gunnar Block. The little reversal coming around the other side. He had a little bit of space, takes advantage. And a good gain on first down, 7 yards. And again, this has been a big thing for the Upperman offense. First down plays, got to be getting at least 5 yards or more almost every single time on average, and it puts them on schedule and ahead of schedule in terms of the sticks.
The offense has not been a problem in any of the games.
Not at all.
Rolling against Webb, rolling last week. They continue that here in this ball game.
Averaging 8.4 yards a play.
To the right, one to the left. Chaffin takes the snap. This time he's going to keep it around right side. Now he cuts upfield. There goes Bronzden Chaffin. Breaks a tackle to the 40, 45-50, 45-40. Stiff arms, and now he's wrestled from behind. That may be a horse collar. There it is. Another huge play for Bronzden Chaffin from the 28 all the way to the 35.
And that is all that the senior linebacker Connor Paris could do. You got to grab him by the jersey. You got a little bit of the shoulder pads as well, and he yanks him down from behind. So you're going to get tacked on 15 more going down that way. And a big gain for Bronzden Chaffin and this Upperman offense.
A gain of 37 for Chaffin on the ground. It's a Baxter Pharmacy.
They're actually going to wave off the flag.
They will wave off the penalty.
They must have just got his jersey.
Well, it's a good thing for Farragut that he did, because if he didn't get the jersey wherever he grabbed it, this was going to be a 2-score game again.
And it might still be.
Bronston Chaffin is been dominant so far
Responding
in this game.
well, I'd
yes,
say.
he certainly is. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. An 8-point lead for the Bees. They've got the ball in Farragut territory. He has the snap, play fake, looks left. Now pressure in the backfield, gets away, floating back, rips it over to Fitz, and he cannot make the catch. They say he's out of bounds. Way closer than anybody thought it was going to be on the back foot throw from Chaffin to Fitz. Very close. That time the official can see if he's out of bounds or not.
That was a really good job by Carmine Phillips. Has to pick up the blitz from Owen Potowski coming up right up the middle, and he actually kind of bumped him back into Bronston Chaffin, who makes a nice throw. And Elijah Fitz, he made the catch, but he's just out of bounds. He was kind of midair, kind of flying out of bounds.
It was closer than
I thought real time he was.
It was
close.
And then I saw the replay.
Yeah.
That was pretty good for Fitz. 2nd down and 10. 1 to the left, 1 to the right for Chaffin. He has the snap. This time going to give up the middle to Phillips. He bounces outside. Carmine Phillips still on his feet. Lowers the shoulder. This will be close. So where he needed to get for a Baxter Pharmacy first down, looks like it's going to be just short. 3rd down and a yard for the Bees. 4:22 to go here in the first half.
How about the elusiveness from Big Matt Wilson out there on the sticks, getting out of the way.
Good, just a great opportunity. Shout out one of our all-inclusive sponsors, Turf Masters Landscape Management.
Gets the job done.
Absolutely.
Beautiful baseball field over there. He's helping out with the football field this year as well. Looks tremendous.
This is a field that is not exactly the easiest to make it look good. Put it that way. 1 receiver each way for Chaffin. 3rd down and a yard. Has the snap. Going to keep it up the middle and just decides to lower the shoulder, needing a yard. Still hopping forward. Pio is still moving. Bronston Chaffin turns a gain of 2 into a gain of 10 on a Baxter Pharmacy first down.
He's just so hard to bring down, and you see him, he's just kind of hopping. He's trying to get that momentum going, and he was able to do so. Got enough for the first down, and then just kept churning the legs, wasn't stopping, and gets it deeper inside the red zone.
Into the tee-up red zone go the Bees. 1st and 10 as they are 2 for 2 so far on offense, trying to make it 3 for 3.
And Goose saying that was the correct no call. The horse collar down there, just all jersey.
2 to the left, 1 to the right, block the solo man out wide. Phillips in the backfield on 1st and 10 with Chaffin. Has the snap, going to give it to Carmine Phillips. Up the middle, big hole, there he goes, into the end zone. Touchdown, Upperman, part the Red Sea for the Legacy House touchdown.
I mean, where'd the linebackers go? I mean, they were non-existent on that run play, and obviously Upperman realizing that, run it to the right side of the line, and nobody was there as soon as he got past that offensive line. Another great job by that offensive line, opening it up. Carmine Phillips takes advantage.
2nd total touchdown of the game for Carmine Phillips. He carries that one in for the score, and now Roberts on to try and extend the lead, which sits at 14 for the homestanding Bees. Block again to hold. Snap, set, kick. Would have been good from 40. It's good. Another answer for the Bees. 3 for 3 offensively, making it look easy tonight.
And that time, they go 80 yards. I mean, it's not like they've been starting at the Farragut 40-yard line. They're starting deep in their own end almost every single time, and it looks easy. That time only took 6 plays to get down there.
About 261 yards offensively on 3 drives to the Bees so far tonight. That's impressive.
Yeah, 173 on the ground as well. Obviously, Carmine Phillips, Bronston Chaffin, both have been great. Chaffin setting it up. Carmine Phillips caps it off with a rushing touchdown there for himself, and he's finally able to get into the end zone on the ground.
Yeah, it's been the passing or the caught touchdown he had earlier. Did give the Admirals time, though. 3:13 to go. They just had a nice drive on the other side. Clearly, if you want to beat this team right now, it's going to have to be a shootout. Farragut understands that. And we'll see what their offense can do, knowing Upperman gets the ball to start the second half as well.
And Farragut found a little bit of success there on that last drive. Had a deep pass play over the middle of the field. Now, if you do that too much, Upperman's going to make an adjustment, and they're probably going to take it back the other way. So you got to start mixing it up. They did get the run going there in that 3rd drive. See if they try to go back to that a little bit more.
Shea aligned like he does when he boots it deep. We'll see if he does. Races up and will punch it to the left side. Fit it on the 10-yard line. Now trying to reverse field is the return man Jacobs. Breaks 1 tackle. Now caught up by the shoestrings, wiggling through, but he'll be wrestled down. at about the 34-yard line. Elijah Barlow able to get through and make the stop. That may be your starting quarterback next year for the Bees. Barlow makes the tackle. 1st and 10 Admirals from their own 34.
Yeah, of course, we've seen Jack Smith back there a little bit as well, coming in last year in terms of whenever those second-string guys come in. But that was a really good return by Jacobs because that was a great kick. Jacobs has to go back, catch it at the 10, and he brings it all the way out to the 34-yard line.
2 to the left, 1 to the right. Big drive here for Hobson and the Farragut offense. Out of the pistol. And now we have a whistle.
Uniform malfunction?
Uniform issue. So they will send off one of the Bees' defensive linemen. That is Jacoby Beasley, who we talked about earlier, has a big run stop tonight. Colin Schaefer goes on for this play. And now we're ready to go. Upperman shows blitz, they'll bring it. Hobson play fake, fires on the slant. Receiver makes the catch, trying to get away. Now the cavalry arrives for the Bees. It's Farragut again. He is locked in with Hobson tonight. It's a gain of 13 and an Admiral first down. And you'll see the tempo with 2:55 to go in the first half.
And they keep going to Farragut, and he's had the only success in the pass game right now. He's almost been the only intended target so far tonight for Hobson, and he's caught quite a few passes already in this first half.
Beasley back in there on the defensive line for the Bees.
He's got 6 catches for 59 yards already.
He has the snap. Hobson, he's going to give to the back, looking to cut it up left side. Breaking tackles, and now darting out of bounds after a gain of 12. The Farragut offense has found something here as Charlie Noble moves the sticks down to the 40-yard line.
And it's been that run to the left side. Haven't really been able to get it up the middle or to the right, but to that left side of the line, they're getting a good amount of success.
Running away from Colton Johnson.
It's a good idea.
Wise decision.
Yeah. And then you split Farragut here on the right slot receiver side, and you got to pay attention to him as well.
1st and 10 into the pistol again goes Hobson. Has the snap. Going to give again to Noble. Noble around the right side. This time he'll be caught from behind and wrestled down. Kobe Justice with a nice tackle from behind. They get it down to the 36 with 2:22 and counting. Farragut with all 3 timeouts. Upperman with 2.
And so they're going to try to use as much of this clock as they can. Obviously, Upperman getting the football out of half. Going hurry up here, but I would expect them to run the football, especially with the success that they're having right now.
2nd and 7. Noble stays in the backfield behind Hobson. Has the snap. This time a drop back to pass. Here comes the pressure. Fires a fastball to the outside. Farragut gets it, and he'll be escorted out of bounds by the Bees. Number 21, Tate Porath. 3rd down and 4. Big play here for Farragut offensively.
And Porath has been lining up on him almost each and every time. He has been the cover man on Farragut, and a good tackle that time to slow him down. Huge 3rd down here for this Upperman defense because this Farragut offense has found a lot of success these last 2 drives. Keep an eye on 7. Keep an eye on Noble if he's in the backfield with Hobson, and he's going to be.
1:56 to go here in the first half. Time stops as that play went out of bounds. Upperman trying to shift the alignment defensively. Hobson has the snap, dropping back to pass, trying to set up the screen. Nothing there. Now he's falling backwards. He's being hit, and he's sacked. The Bees get through, and it's Jaden Young, a freshman, who comes through to make the stop. At least he's wearing number 34. I don't think that's Jaden Young. Whoever it is, they get the sack. Fair point to you. It's on the roster we got regardless. Yeah, 1:46 to go, and a smart timeout burned by Adam Kane because 4th and 7 upcoming. He can get the ball back to his offense with plenty of time.
Yeah, he's wearing 34, but Jaden Young listed at 5'1", 105.
That kid's not 5'1", 105.
That's who that is. But great play, and you're able to get the sack, back him up a little bit. 4th down. You're not in kicking territory for McHugh. He does have a leg, but that's at the 35-yard line. That's a 52-yard field goal.
If I'm Farragut, I'm real tempted to punt this ball.
Yeah, and try to pin him deep again.
Pin him deep with limited time left, just because if you get it, great. If you don't get it, Upperman has to go 60 yards with a timeout in their back pocket and the explosiveness that we've seen in this game.
You mentioned the smart timeout as well. They're going to have 1 timeout remaining, so you get the football back. Plenty of time. 1:46. They had a very quick drive their last offensive series. We know how explosive they can be in looking downfield as they try to double up.
Early second quarter, Stone Memorial leads Cumberland County 27-0. Stone's going to be 3-0 next week as the offense stays on the field here. In the pistol is Corbin Hobson, the junior quarterback. Big spot here, 4th and 7. has the snap, drops back. Here comes Johnson off the edge. He steps up in the pocket, gets away. Hobson, eyes downfield, fires, and it's nearly intercepted. Incomplete. Schaefer almost picked it off. Here comes Bronsden Chaffin with 1:38 and one timeout to try and add some serious separation for the Bees.
Yeah, and Hobson looking for his tight end, Aaron Heatherly, down there. He almost had him, but that is a tremendous play by Liam Schaefer. Steps in front, and he almost took it the other way for 6.
And they walked big Colton Johnson down to that defensive end spot, and he came through like a freight train and forced that disruption. A good job by Hobson to get away from him, but still a turnover on downs, and here comes Bronsden Chaffin in the middle of a fantastic first half of football. 6 of 10 for 92 yards and 2 scores. He has 8 carries for 87 as well. Three to the right, 1 to the left for Chaffin. He's all alone in the backfield. Has the snap, rolls right. Now fires deep. Johnson's open. He jumps up and makes the catch. Colton Johnson in the 35-30, and he steps out of bounds. Colton Johnson gets free deep. A huge gain on a Baxter Pharmacy first down to the 27.
Zane Qureshi-Smith on the tackle, doing everything he can just to push him out of bounds. First time tonight they've been able to look Johnson's way because Carmine Phillips has been so good in the pass game. And a great catch and a run there for Colton Johnson for his first catch.
It was Jackson Collins earlier on the sack, by the way. 1st and 10 Upperman, and now they don't have to go too quick. Trying to go better than they did last week in this situation where they ran out of time. 90 seconds to go here in the first half. 1st and 10 for him on the 27. Chaffin takes the snap, fires the screen. Phillips makes the catch, and there he goes. Carmine Phillips pinballs forward, and now will be pushed out of bounds. That stops the clock. Gain of about 6 as well. Bronsden Chaffin tonight, now 8 of 12 for 135 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 4 upcoming here.
Yeah, so a big opportunity here for this Farragut defense, again, to try to wall up deep inside, getting closer to that red zone for this Upperman offense, especially with that clock stopped. They still have that timeout in their back pocket as well. Plenty of time here for the Bees after that big play set up by Johnson.
2nd and 4 upcoming here for the Bees. So you said 1:21 to go in the first half. 1 timeout remaining. Chaffin takes the snap, fires the quick hitter, and that one on the run over the head of Carmine Phillips. Trying to fool him with the fake quarterback run. Off the mark that time, and it'll be 3rd and 4.
First real miss we've seen, other than the deep ball deep in the end zone to Fitz, which I think was just a miscommunication. That one, he had him. He was wide open, would have had some yards, probably enough for the first down, but just a little bit of an overthrow when you're running, then you try to make that adjustment. He's very athletic, but that one a little bit tough to make on the throw.
Jude Fitzpatrick comes in with the play call. That's how Upperman does it. A player will run in with the play from the sideline, give it to Chaffin to give to the huddle. 3rd and 4. You got 2 downs to get it if you're the Bees with 1:17 to go. Farragut does have all 3 timeouts remaining. Chaffin has the snap. Going to give to Phillips. Phillips tries to bounce. He's hitting the backfield, trying to wrestle himself away. He cannot. Forward progress down to the 31. So it'll be a loss of a yard. And 4th and 5 upcoming here as Stephen Doubleday, what a name. Stephen Doubleday, the senior defensive end, got a hold of Phillips, did not let go. Timeout on the field, and Upperman in no man's land going to go for this one.
It's the first time tonight that one of the defensive ends has been able to get home on Carmine Phillips. Phillips normally able to get away from him. Great job by Doubleday. Gets to him and then stays on him. Doesn't let him get away.
And they've had success bouncing it out. That's when Adam Kane's going to say to his back, hey, get forward, get us 3 yards out of that play, and get ready for the next one. Bouncing it out cost him a yard or 2. 4th down and 5. Time stops, and Upperman was the team that called that timeout with 1:06 to go. That I think tells you the confidence Coach Kane has in his offense right now.
And at the 21-yard line, it's going to be a 38-yard field goal.
No chance.
Roberts probably not in range. Shea probably has the leg, but he hasn't been place kicking yet.
I bet you $5 billion they don't kick a field goal here. I bet you
Especially
17 what is the national debt?
No idea.
$800 trillion that Upperman does not kick a field goal.
Especially on 4th and 5. It's not like it's 4th and forever. You got a good chance to get it, especially with this Upperman
There will never
front.
be a moment where Upperman attempts a kick from here. Ever. As long as Adam Kane is on that headset.
Yeah, no reason to right now as well with the 2-score lead.
Even more than that. We can go with more money than that. Google dollars.
There you go.
He's going to be all alone in the backfield on 4th and 5. Chaffin has the snap, drops back. Johnson's wide open. There he goes to the 10, to the 5, to the end zone. Touchdown, Upperman. Bronston Chaffin, Colton Johnson. 6 on the board for the Bees.
Yeah, Noah Haig, he's the strong safety. Had his name called a lot last week, both on offense and defensively. That's an impossible cover for Noah Haig, one of the seniors on this Farragut team. I mean, he was beat immediately off the line. Colton Johnson right past him. Easy read, easy throw, and 6 more for the Upperman offense.
It's a Legacy House touchdown for the Bees. Amy Allen watching from Legacy House tonight in Smithville. Roberts on for the extra point.
Only took 37 seconds off the clock.
Snap, set, kick is good. Bronston Chaffin heard the chatter this week that he can't throw the football, and he has answered. 9 completions for 157 yards, 3 touchdowns. 4 different Bees have a catch in this game, and it's not even halftime yet.
Is that good?
Really good.
Pretty solid. 9 for 14, 157 through the air, 3 touchdowns. He's running the ball really well. 8 for 87. No touchdowns yet. And Carmine Phillips, obviously, 10 for 77 as well. I mean, like we said, Upperman offensively in the first 2 games wasn't the problem. Last week it was that run defense. They have seen flashes of that, but obviously they get the stop and quickly move it down the field against this Farragut defense.
And how big of a weapon is Colton Johnson in the middle of the field, being able to play between the numbers? He had 5 catches a week ago at Greenville, already 4 for 75 and a touchdown here in the first half. He's being recruited, I mentioned game day visit to Tennessee, as a tight end. You're seeing why here in this first half.
6'5", 230. It's the perfect build for it. He's probably going to get a little bit bigger as well over the next couple of seasons.
He's going to be a power 4 guy. Yeah. He's going to be a power 4 tight end. Shea on. Now, how will Farragut play this with 3 timeouts in their back pocket, down 22, knowing the opponent gets the ball first to start the second half?
Looks like it's Farhat again, back deep to receive.
Shea puts a boot into this one. It'll be fielded by Jacobs on the 15-yard line. Trying to get behind the blockers. He'll be tripped up and now still spinning forward before the cavalry arrives and puts him down at the 32. 1st and 10 Farragut. You almost wonder if you have to be a little bit aggressive here, knowing how big of a hole it's in. And the next time you touch the football, it may be sniffing running clock territory.
Yeah, especially with 53 seconds. Look for a couple of shots down the field. And if you're the Upperman defense, obviously, probably have to expect that a little bit. So play maybe a little bit conservative here at the end of the half. You're going to get the football to start it out. But for Farragut, you got to get something going, even if it's just a little bit of momentum to spread to your defense coming up in the second half.
They've moved it between the 20s. It's been the story of the season for them, but have stalled out. Pistol snap. Here comes the pressure. Hobson spins away, being pressured, being hit, and being sacked. Jude Fitzpatrick with the sack. Second of the half for the Bees. A huge loss on the play.
I mean, Fitzpatrick was showing blitz. Nobody picked him up and had a free pass to the quarterback there. Gets past the running back who was supposed to pick him up. He didn't even try to pick him up, and Fitzpatrick able to bring him down. So clock running and a huge loss.
Under 30 seconds to go. Upperman cannot stop the clock. Snap taken. Hobson drops back, steps up in the pocket again. Now he's going to tuck it and run. Hobson around the left side. He's tripped up and taken down. Maybe close to the original line of scrimmage.
I think it was Fitzpatrick
again. He got challenged this week in practice, and Jude Fitzpatrick is rising to the occasion.
Obviously, the touchdown catch with a great move. He has played great defensively, gets the sack, and now the tackle, and now it's 3rd and long.
And that's going to do it as the buzzer will sound. A dominant finish to the half by the homestanding Upperman Bees as they head into the halftime locker room up 28-6. When we come back, we'll have the Happy Hiller halftime show. Take a look around the state at the Thursday night games on the scoreboard. Preview tomorrow's games. A little bit of a UC game day morning at night as we'll talk about tomorrow night's games during the Happy Hiller halftime show. We'll also have a report from Hallie Gunlock. She's talking to Adam Kane right now. We'll hear his thoughts when we return. All Upperman at the break. They're up over Farragut 28-6. This is Upperman football presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Located at the end of Prosperity Drive on a quiet cul-de-sac in Prosperity Point, this home offers 2,964 finished square feet. Features include a split-bedroom plan, large open great room and dining room for gatherings and entertaining, spacious primary suite, generously sized guest bedrooms, partially finished basement with walkout access, and a 2-tiered back deck overlooking the pool. Priced at $414,900. Call Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate at 931-979-7145 for more information. Looking for weekend lunch and dinner plans? Since 1971, Nick's Restaurant has been locally owned and operated. From mouth-watering prime rib to delectable ice cream pie, Nick's has it all. Their cozy atmosphere and great service will make you feel right at home. Plus, their banquet space is perfect for any event. Visit them at 895 South Jefferson Avenue or online at nickscookville.com. Nick's Restaurant is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. The Real Estate Collective is a team of experienced, licensed real estate agents serving the entire Upper Cumberland region. Whether you are looking to buy or sell, the RICO team is ready to serve you. With a focus on people over profits, you can rest assured the Real Estate Collective can help make your real estate dreams a reality. Call 931-559-9500 for more information or see their current listings at letsgorico.com. The Real Estate Collective is proud to support student athletes in our area and this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing is proud to support student athletes and athletic departments throughout the Upper Cumberland. They are also proud to sponsor Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing's Player of the Game on this broadcast. From trophies to t-shirts, they can do it all. Be sure to stop by and see them at 120 Circle Drive in Allgood or give them a call at 931-537-9559. Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. The Crouch team with Highlands Elite Real Estate proudly presents this 3-bed, 2.5-bathroom home on the south side of Cookville, just minutes from Highway 111. Built in 2024, this home has hardwood floors, 2,700 square feet with a very open floor plan and a 2-car garage. For more information, visit chadandamycrouch.com or call 931-979-1191. The Crouch team with Highlands Elite Real Estate is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Are you looking for the best dining experience in the Upper Cumberland? Visit Fire and Vine in Cookville's historic West Side. Fire and Vine offers great service and a unique menu, including mouth-watering deep dish pizza, delectable beef, chicken, fish, and more. Take in stunning views from the rooftop while enjoying your meal. Come and experience the charm and flavor of Fire and Vine, your new favorite spot for a memorable dining experience. Fire and Vine is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Visit swallowsinsurance.com or call us today, 931-526-4025. Protecting your future. It's what we do.
Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to be the presenting sponsor of Upperman Athletics on UCR.
Located at 755 Buffalo Valley Road in Cookville, Gentry's Power Equipment is your local steel dealer with a huge selection of outdoor power equipment, including chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, mowers, pressure washers, and more. They are your local one-stop shop for high-quality equipment. Locally owned and operated, Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to support Upperman Athletics and UCR.
Mayberry's Furniture has been family-owned and operated since 1946 and is now serving the Upper Cumberland with locations in both Crossville and Cookville, offering the largest array of solid wood furniture and mattresses in the area. They also provide a best price guarantee and in-house service and delivery. Stop into their 15,000 square foot showroom at 1020 South Willow Avenue in Cookville to see their selection of Amish solid wood, flex steel, Tempur-Pedic, Sealy Posturepedic, and much more today. Mayberry's Furniture is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the high school football game of the week on the UCR Media.
Watson Chevrolet is proud to present the area's best selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Watson Chevy's staff of experts are ready to get you into your next vehicle with unmatched service and knowledge. Stop in at 2350 Cookville Highway and get your vehicle serviced by their highly trained professionals. Right now, you can save money on oil changes, regular maintenance, and battery installation. And remember, don't buy till you see Jason Fye. Watson Chevy is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the UCR Media. Eminence Eagle Auction and Realty is proud to present an online-only auction featuring 44 acres of land with a home, pond, and support buildings. 5 tracts of land in Pall Mall include 2 homes, a working oil well, 2 barns, and a pond. You can bid on this property at eagleauctions.com or call 931-526-5335 for more information. Bidding on this online-only auction ends September 4th at 12 noon. Amonette's Eagle Auction and Realty is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Livingston Regional Hospital is Livingston's hometown hospital. Located at 315 Oak Street, Livingston Regional Hospital provides compassionate quality care for all patients from local people you can trust, so you can count on them to treat you like family. Their excellent staff offers years of experience and training to meet the needs of all patients. They understand the importance of providing care in a professional and comforting manner. They're proud to partner with Livingston Academy Athletics through the LRH Sports Medicine team. Livingston Regional Hospital is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
The Quality Family, a local company supporting and caring for our local communities. The Quality Family offers services to get you back to the game. From bracing to oxygen and everything in between, we can meet your medical equipment needs with Buckeye Home Medical Equipment. If you have an in-home need for strength and conditioning, for example after a surgery or injury, Quality Home Health is available to provide individualized care while you are on the mend. For those with end-of-life diseases, Quality Hospice is available to provide nurturing care during those difficult times. Choose the Quality Family of Services for care within your community. Visit thequalityfamily.com to navigate all we have to offer you.
Turfmasters Landscape Management has been serving the Upper Cumberland since 1996. They offer a variety of services, including lawn maintenance, landscape design and installation, landscape lighting, irrigation systems, and more. For more information, contact Matt Wilson at 931-261-1587 today. Turfmasters Landscape Management is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Welcome back. It's time for the Happy Hiller halftime show. At the break, Upperman out in front, 28-6. We'll talk a lot about this game. Obviously, Hallie caught up with Coach Cannon on his way into the locker room. We'll talk to her after we come back right before the second half kickoff. The story, though, all Bronson Chaffin. The weapons are here as well. We'll talk about them. A few scores, though, of games happening around the state. Not too many on a Thursday night. And then some really interesting games tomorrow, Jacob.
Yeah, Powell over Knox Halls right now, 26-10. Of course, this Powell, the team that beat Farragut last week, up pretty handily in that third quarter. Chat Prep leads Hickson, a battle of 0-2 teams, 19-18. Trousdale County leading Innovation Academy in the second quarter, 42-0.
You know, the Innovation Academy thing, we were like, is that a real school? And then somebody was like, they've got good athletes. Buddy, it's a rough go right now at Innovation Academy. They are innovating something, but it is not football at Innovation Academies. I don't know what it is. They may be brilliant, but it is not at football.
They don't have football minds.
Clearly. Sorry. I apologize to Innovation Academy.
Mace is beating Trezevant. Who knows? 14-0 in the first quarter. Westwood over Manassas, 13-0 in the second quarter. Whites Creek leads Mount Juliet Christian 22-7. Stowe Memorial up on Cumberland County with 5:48 to play in the second quarter, 34-0.
Can I be petty for just a moment? I mentioned Rusty's name. Of course, Rusty's. I just wanted to say that, and this is, and we love Rusty. This is actually not. Rusty's great, obviously. Team UCR forever. I learn information about other places. And, people hate us, apparently, and want to do this better.
Hey, you say it all the
Can
time.
I be honest? That makes me happy.
You say it all the time. No one's doing what we're doing.
They tried.
And there's some truth to that.
A lot.
A lot of truth to that.
Correct.
And
it's beautiful to me.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people doing really good work around this state.
Yep.
We like them. We talk about them. I think it's funny that apparently some people just hate our guts.
We've never met, by the way.
Never met them before. Just hate us.
Obviously, no one knows what we're talking about.
No, but I do, and it's funny to me. This is purely for my entertainment. Before we had volleyball yesterday, 2 football games, and Tech on Saturday.
College football.
We have college.
We're doing
Saturday.
college football.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I will not speak like this there, but I am having fun on this one. We're in Billy C. Rogers tonight.
That's right.
Regardless,
good first half.
Great first half for the Bees. We'll talk about that, and then let's preview tomorrow's games in a little. We will not have UC Game Day morning because of the split in games, but we will talk about those games as well.
We'll be sleeping.
We need to.
Well, I won't be. You will be.
You can go back home and go to sleep. That's what I do when I'm
I'll be with our friends
on Good Morning Cookville.
At Cookville
when I'm on Good Morning Cookville, I go in a hoodie. I bring it.
When's the last time you went on Good Morning?
When was the last time? It would have been. They were in this new studio.
Okay.
That's why I pay you, so that I don't have to wake up at 7 in the morning.
I'm up anyways. So
exactly, you're awake. See, he's complaining. He's awake, but I go and then I go right back to sleep.
That's right. No, I don't. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yep.
Bronston Chaffin, really good. And that connection we mentioned at pregame, the connection between him and Colton Johnson. For a lot of teams, maybe not for everybody, for a lot of teams, when they're clicking the way they are tonight, it's unguardable offensively.
Yeah, and I think the biggest question mark before we get into the stats of the offense was that rush attack for Greenville, obviously, ran for a lot of yards. So far today for Farragut, 20 rushes for 43 yards. And that was with a couple of big gains on their third drive. So obviously the rush defense has been much better. But, the offense for the Bees, it's to a point tonight where it's pretty much unstoppable. You've got Bronston Chaffin throwing the ball for 157 yards. They're rushing for just about as much on the ground as well. 329 yards of total offense in the first half. 172 on the ground, 157 through the air. Bronston Chaffin made one of the most ridiculous throws that we've ever seen at the high school level to Gunnar Block in that first half, running the offense well. You know he's going to take chances like that jump pass that he had of 35 yards, and that's what makes him so great, and that's why he's going to the next level. The offensive line for the Bees has been great, opening up avenues.
Against the pressure. They're bringing pressure.
Absolutely. And there was one run, Carmine Phillips to the house, that the linebackers were gone. There was nobody there in the middle of the defense.
They got erased.
Absolutely
the
nobody.
Erased them.
And it was just a great job by that offensive line in that first half. And obviously, when the playmakers have time to make plays, they're going to do so. And that's exactly what they've done here in this first half.
Really, that was a version of the web game we just saw.
Yep.
And we didn't get to see a second half of the web game. But remember,
essentially the same score.
About the same score. It's 29-7 there. It's 28-6 here. Different timing on the score for Farragut. Farragut's very similar story. They moved it between the 30s. This is where it becomes very interesting when we look at this Upperman team because, remember, Sevier County, the reigning 5A champs and probably the favorite right now in Class 5A, was 27-7 in a final there. So it's an Upperman team that looks, and I say that to say, yes, Farragut's 0-2. They're a very competent 0-2. Could have scheduled themselves a win or two already this season. Upperman with an opportunity to finish this one, if they do in style, to really feels like right the ship, get back on the tracks after their first regular season loss in over 1,000 days.
This is a Farragut school that is very good at a lot of sports, especially baseball as the one that kind of jumps to mind. Obviously, this football program, they've got a state title back in 2016. Jeff Courtney, he's got his name on the field. He's got his name in the building there at Farragut. His son, Eddie, now, or I beg your pardon, switch that. Yeah, Eddie there, now Jeff, the head coach. So they breathe football there at Farragut. This is a very competitive 6A team, and the Bees are giving them the business right now in the first half. And defensively, they've been really good. Farragut hasn't been able to do a whole lot through the run game, through the pass game. They've been able to find some success through the air, 9 for 11 for 74 yards for Hobson. So they've been able to go there. Ethan Farhad's been great, 7 catches, 62 yards. But you said it, it's been between the 20s. And it's kind of what Goose talked about last week with Smith County. Smith County was able to move the football between the 20s, just weren't able to punch it in. Same thing for Farragut this week, but then on the other side, Upperman's offense is getting whatever they want on the other side.
Score update, Eagles and Cowboys tied up at 14. Closer game than many expected. It's the National Football League for a reason. Jalen Hurts continues to snipe touchdowns from Saquon Barkley. He has 2 rushing touchdowns so far. Neither of them on tush pushes either. I digress.
As a Packers fan, thank you, Jerry Jones. Very much appreciate that.
He's sitting up smiling right now because they're tied up. Brilliant move. Let's talk about tomorrow. A couple of really big games. Let's start with the high school football game of the week presented by Mayberry's Furniture. Cookville, Sparta.
It's huge. You mentioned one of the biggest rivalries, if not the biggest rivalry in terms of football in the Upper Cumberland with Cookville and Sparta just down 111. And it doesn't matter how far apart those two teams are in terms of skill, whatever it is. Normally that game is a really, really good football game. I mean, you go back to a few years ago with Mace Thompson, Malachi Dowell, maybe the best football game in the Upper Cumberland in
especially
a long
like
time. I mean, absolutely ridiculous. And then even last year with Trip Pinion and Blake Owen, White County goes up by a couple of scores early on. Cookville battles back, and then they end up winning by those 8 points. And they were kind of up by 2 scores late. It's a lot different this year, though. I mean, these two teams are completely different coming into it. Cookville, they need a win, especially before next week against Gallatin to start region play. They got to get some momentum going, and we talked about it in the first half last week against FRA on the road. They got the offense going. They did some good things, just couldn't continue to do it in the second half. Sparta got the offense going. 35 points on the road at York. Long road trip. They get the first win. Now it's back at their field, and so they're going to have the home field advantage. And we'll see what Cookeville does. A couple of years ago, they warmed up at Cookeville, had the pads on, bust down to Sparta, and showed up 15, 20 minutes before. And I remember talking about, where's Cookeville at?
Right.
And so we'll be interested to see if they try that approach again this year.
Cole Sims had a great start to the season. Over 400 yards rushing through 2 weeks. Cookeville's going to have an answer for that, and Cookeville's going to have to figure out a way to get somebody involved as a big-time playmaker. Yes, the offense was better last week, but they have not scored more than 2 touchdowns in either game this season. Sparta's defense, listen, did they lose pieces? Absolutely. They have not allowed more than 2 scores. Gave up 13 or 14 to Saudi Daisy, gave up just 1 score last week to York. For a Cookeville team that's trying to figure out offensively, that's going to be a very interesting battle to watch. Is this a moment where Cookeville begins to look like the Cookeville team we expected before the season started? Or is this an opportunity for Sparta to say, hey, we know we lost some people. We're not done yet making noise in Region 4-4A. It's a Sparta team if they win it. Region 4-4A becomes very interesting. We're going to talk about Livingston as well. All of a sudden, it continues to ascend up the rankings of maybe top regions in that classification. Sparta has something to say about that tomorrow night.
It's a huge opportunity for the Warriors. It was a team coming in that we just didn't quite know what to expect. Obviously, David Foster taking over, almost a brand-new ball club. You've got a couple of returning pieces defensively with Lex Winfrey and Broyles, and then offensively, Cole Sims. Tucker Pinion had a nice game last week as well. And JoJo Dow in there in the mix in terms of the skill players, just didn't have a ton of returners. There were so many seniors on last year's squad, so this is a massive opportunity. And obviously, when you got Cookeville coming to town, it's kind of up there with not necessarily Super Bowl, but you're thinking about it at a higher level.
Yep.
And so you've got the opportunity. Can you kind of channel those emotions, especially early on, channel the emotions, put them in the right spot? And for the Cavaliers, you're going to have to weather that storm at the start and respond well. You're a 6A ball club. You're going to play a 4A team. Obviously, White County really close to being a 5A team as well, so they're not too far off in terms of enrollment. But 6A team going to play a 4A team, you're expected to go down there and take care of business. In terms of the picks, almost all of us took them. I think Goose went with the Warriors in that one, and he was getting a lot of praise from it as well.
They love him.
I think we expect it to be a pretty solid football game and a chance for the Warriors. But the Cavaliers got to play some good football. I think they can win the game, but they got to play good football.
Pre-game coverage starts at 6:30. That is live across our network. Facebook, YouTube, Hub Plus Roku app, and live with our radio partners as well on 107.7 Grace FM. Game you're going to be at tomorrow. We got time to talk about it. Livingston Academy.
Yeah.
Biggest opportunity for the biggest win for Livingston since 2019. They traveled to the Black Hole to take on the Smith County Owls.
Yeah, and I mean, this is huge. And it's similar to last season in that they started 2-0. They're playing DeKalb County at home and had the opportunity to go to 3-0, kind of pick up that marquee win. They haven't had that marquee win in quite some time. Like you said, since 2019, since 2020. And obviously, wins have been hard to come by. They had 4 wins last year, and they're looking to do that again this year, but if they can get that marquee win, you start thinking about the playoffs. And Coach Qualls talked about it in the offseason where that is the goal, to get back to the playoffs. And if you can get this win, it starts to build some of that confidence for this Livingston Academy team. But as you know, going to the hole, very tough place to play for this against Smith County, and especially coming off of a loss where you moved the football pretty well against Clay County. You were up late in that game, kind of let it slip away. They're looking for a good response, and they've heard all of us talk about it and talk so highly of this Livingston Academy team. They're going to be ready to go, and the Wildcats are going to have to respond.
Smith County this week, then York at home next week. A very winnable game for Livingston. Then they welcome in the White County Warriors to town. We're going to learn a lot about Region 4-4A. One thing that's clear, everybody in Region 4-4A has an Upperman B problem.
Yes.
Once again, they have bounced back quite nicely. Still not over yet, though, at 28-6. Hallie Gunlock caught up with Adam Kane a little bit earlier on. Hallie, what did he have to say?
Coach Kane at half mentioned that tonight's goal was to really just challenge these boys to get back to the old Upperman football, get their grit back, and just finish this game strong. He also mentioned that he liked the first half. They just need to clean a few things up. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Hallie. Hallie Gunlock on the sidelines. And I think we kind of referenced that a few times, and not even from Coach Kane, just us watching. 2 out of the last 3 games have given up over 300 yards rushing to Macon County and Greenville. Adam Kane's 8th season. That is not Upperman football. They've lost games not like that. Tonight, that grit starting to return for the Bees.
Especially against Greenville. You go back a few years ago, they held Carson Quill into, what was it, negative yardage in that ball game?
-7 yards on 6
carries.
carries.
So you're expected to go in, especially as an Upperman defense, to slow down the run, to be dogs in there and really go after them. And we've seen a lot more of that so far today against this Farragut rushing attack. And they're obviously that was the one thing they needed to work on last week on the short week. In the first half, looks like they have seemed to have figured it out a little bit. Got to do it again for another half. You're going to get the football to start it out. So if you go down and score, like you said, get it close to that running clock territory. You're not far off from it. But the defense, you still got to keep playing well.
Well, they could score, go for 2, and the clock will run in the fourth quarter if they're able to keep it there. I mean, they are that close to it. On the other side, Farragut gets a stop and a score, and all of a sudden we've got a brand-new ball game. Don't forget, tomorrow after those games, we also have Macon County Greenbrier over on UCR3. Didn't get into it because we expect Macon County to roll in that football game. We'll have the Friday night.
Greenbrier is improved, but yes.
Macon County is going to roll in that football game. And then we will have the Friday night End Zone show presented by the Real Estate Collective tomorrow night, probably around 11 o'clock Central Time getting started. And then you can join us right here if you're listening on 106.1 The Eagle on Saturday, noon. Tennessee Tech welcomes in UTC. We'll have the action for you. We'll share that link as well so that you can listen along with us. Very excited to be now the home radio broadcast crew of Tennessee Tech football starting this week at Tucker Stadium.
It's a really good football team.
Very good football team.
Ranked in the FCS right now.
Led the nation last year at Eastern Washington. He led FCS in completion percentage.
Got an All-American in the secondary.
He's been sensational. They were active in the portal. They went out. The collective showed up big time for Tennessee Tech. Nationally ranked in the FCS, both FCS polls. UTC in the others receiving votes. This is a natural rival. It will be a big rival as Tech enters the SoCon next year. Meanwhile here, not a natural rival. First ever meeting between Upperman and Farragut. The Bees with a 22-point lead, and Tenna's up with a 22-point lead for potential onside kicks, especially with Ryan McHugh having the talent that he has at that kicking position.
Yeah, and you've got Fitz and Phillips back there deep to receive. You got pretty much your linemen up on that just 10 yards away, 12 yards away, and so you got to be good with the hands if you're up on that front line.
I'm Noah McKay. That's Jacob Vinson. Hallie Gunlock on the sidelines. The lovely Madison McKay producing things for us. Jeff Petey Goolsby is somewhere. He'll be here in a second. Oh, there he is. He's on the stats to our left as well. Hallie will join Adam Kane post-game, along with the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game. Tomorrow, post-game, we got a cool additional thing for the Player of the Game to wear during the game of the week. As the kickoff is away, they will kick it deep. Fitz going to field it right on the goal line, and he will return it out to the 10. Fitz to the 15 to the 20. Look out. There's Elijah Fitz to the 25. Stutter steps at the 28 where he will dart out of bounds. Best starting field position off a kickoff today for the Bees. They get it 1st and 10 from the 24.
Jared Adkins,
or
the
27,
senior,
rather.
Able to push him out of bounds, and you saw Fitz. He kind of stepped out of bounds, and he's looking up. He goes, "Where's my blockers?" He thought he had a chance to break that one off, and he kind of outran his blockers. He got out to the outside. It was all him. Still a great return, great starting field position. You said it, best starting field position tonight.
I don't say this lightly. Maybe the best half of Bronston Chaffin's high school career in that first half. 329 total yards as he goes back to work here. One receiver split out each way. Carmine Phillips in the backfield with him. He has the snap. Going to give to Phillips. Around right side. Hit immediately and taken down. Farragut fired up to open up the second half. Owen Patowski, the young man who everybody around Farragut said is their best player, finally gets loose for a tackle for a loss.
And again, that's the second time now, but in the last few plays that those defensive ends been able to get home. First it was Brooker, that time Patowski, able to get off the edge, and he blew that one up.
Loss of a yard would be 2nd and 11 here for the Bees, who I imagine are not going to be in a big hurry in this second half, up by 22.
Yeah, a lot of running of the football. Obviously, the pass game has been there whenever you need it.
9 of 14 is Chaffin so far through the air. Also got 87 yards on the ground. Has the snap here, play fake. He's going to keep it himself up the middle. Bronston Chaffin spun down past the 30 at about the 31. And now a big opportunity for Farragut. That big negative play on first down paying dividends as it's 3rd and 6.
It's one of the first times that they have been behind the sticks, maybe the first time they've been behind the sticks, but also behind schedule. First down turns into 2nd down and long. They haven't had 2nd down and long, I don't know, all game. Now you got 3rd down and about 6, 3rd down and manageable.
Watch out for Colton Johnson here if you're the Farragut Admirals defense.
Lined up right side. He's down, one of the down.
Chaffin takes the snap, looking for the quick hitter to block. Makes the catch at the 35. He'll be slung down at the 37. It's close. I think it's going to be just short.
Maybe a yard.
4th and a yard, and
let's go for it.
I'd be stunned if Adam Kane doesn't go for this with Bronston Chaffin and company. Block was able to spin and get a couple of extra yards, but they grabbed him by the jersey and no decision. Offense stays out. Likely hard count situation as well.
I'm going to guess number 8's going to keep this one right up the gut.
Happened last week. He got blown up. Big spot. See if Upperman can change that script here. One receiver each way. 4th and a yard. Chaffin has it. Same play around the right side. Chaffin accelerates. He's got the first down to the 40. 4 different Admirals bring him down. It was well defended, but it's a Baxter Pharmacy first down.
And there was a couple of Admirals that got back there pretty quickly. Luke Dinkle was the first one to get back there in the backfield, but it was a good move by Chaffin. Thought about cutting it back up the middle, goes outside, picks up a block, and able to dive forward for the Baxter Pharmacy first down.
9:40 and counting. Upperman already draining the clock. 2.5 gone out of this first quarter.
And they've gone on these long drives in terms of yardage, but they've been moving the ball pretty quickly in terms of time. Only the 5 minutes was the longest time that they've been able to stay out there on the field.
Farragut's had longer drives. Chaffin takes the snap. This time going to give up the middle to Phillips. Phillips behind the blockers now. Gets to the 45 where the pileup is. Gain of 4. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Connor Paris able to get in there on the tackle for Farragut, wraps him up, but still a first down run. You get 4 yards, 2nd down and 6. Back on schedule for this Upperman offense, something they've done a really good job of so far tonight.
2nd and 6 for the Bees. They're right in their own 45-yard line. Already 3+ minutes gone off the clock.
And we kind of talked about it coming out of the break. Huge opportunity here for the Admirals where you get the score there in the first half. If you come up with a stop here and are able to go score, changes the complexion of this ball game. But that's the tough part. You got to stop this Upperman offense.
Chaffin has the snap, going to keep it himself. Nowhere to run. He finds a way. Pinballs off of tacklers. There he goes to the 45. Stutter steps to the 40. There was nothing there, and Bronsden Chaffin somehow gets 15.
Just so strong. I mean, he was being brought down by 2 different guys and just powers through, gets past both of them, and able to get enough for the first down, and now into Farragut territory down to the 40-yard line.
1st and 10 from the 40 on the Baxter Pharmacy. First down for Bronsden Chaffin. He's over 100 yards rushing tonight. Has 162 through the air.
Not only is he over 100 yards rushing, he's only rushed it 11 times.
Averaging 10 yards per carry. Again in the gun. Has the snap, play fake, looking to throw. Chaffin drops back with time. Throwing deep for Fitz. Incomplete. Little bit of a hand fight before the throw went up. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Maybe just not enough air on that one for Fitz to run underneath it. Second time we've seen that deep ball try to go to Fitz on first down. Just couldn't quite connect on it again over the middle of the field.
Did have a step on him, but a little bit too far.
Yeah, I think that's another one that Bronsden would like to have back.
We say that in the middle of this night for him.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the miss.
It's been really, really solid. Yeah, when that's the miss, you're fine.
Yeah, you're doing all right. One each way for him again. Phillips in the backfield, 2nd and 10. Shotgun snap, handoff to Phillips. Phillips accelerates through the hole. Now is spun down, a physical tackle at about the 36. 3rd down and 6 is Connor Paris. He's starting to tally up the tackles tonight.
Yeah, he's come in here in the second half as Chaffin. Now a flag out late.
Very late.
Farragut Admiral here on the near sideline right in front of the official. Jack Smith was over there as well with Colton Johnson. I don't know if something was said.
The Bees are backing up. After the play is over, unsportsmanlike conduct on Upperman. Humongous penalty there. And Colton Johnson not happy about it. Bronsden Chaffin having some words being exchanged.
Well, Zane Qureshi-Smith is still up there and kind of chatting with Bronsden Chaffin and Colton Johnson. Not necessarily the 2 guys that you want to get into it with.
And if I'm Colton Johnson, I'm saying I got 4 for 75 and a tutty. I don't think you want to be talking to me tonight.
Qureshi-Smith listed 5'11", 165. Chaffin and Johnson a little bit bigger.
It's UFC. They're not allowed to fight each other. Let's put it that way. 2 to the left, 1 to the right, 7:40 to go.
70 pounds difference.
It is a huge opportunity, though, after the play, so it counts. It's 3rd and 21. As Farragut's down 22 here on the road.
Just looking for a chunk gain here and then probably go forward on 4th, especially this position of the field.
Chaffin takes a snap, play fake. Looking downfield, fires it to Johnson, who makes the catch. But he's back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe a yard shy of it. So it's 4th and 11, and we'll see if Carmine Phillips trots out here to punt this one away, or if Adam Kane wants to go for it. They got 14 on the play.
I think you trust your defense.
Yep.
You're going to leave your offense out there and try to pick up 11 more yards. Go to Colton Johnson again. I mean, that was a great route run by Johnson, able to make a nice catch on that far side. And got 11 yards to get. Look for him. Maybe Elijah Fitz downfield.
Maybe a hard count take to the delay of game as well. That could happen here in this spot. It's 4th and 11 from the Farragut 41.
Still 12 on the play clock, so plenty of time.
They break the huddle here. Are they going to be very aggressive? Chaffin surveys.
Down to 4.
He is going to take the snap. Play fake. Rolls to his right. Fires deep. Block is open. Makes the catch to the 10, to the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Upperman. They're aggressive, and it works. Chaffin to block for the Legacy House score.
And guess who he burnt? Zane Qureshi-Smith, who was in among the penalty there with Colton Johnson and Bronston Chaffin. Gunner block just runs right past him. Made a nice catch. Had to adjust it. Hit his hands. It kind of bobbled it for a second. Able to haul it in. Heck of a throw. Heck of a catch. Gunner block to the end zone for 6 more.
Speed for days for Gunner block. The shortest young man on the field. 4 passing touchdowns tonight for Bronston Chaffin. Roberts on to kick the extra point as Upperman has opened this football game up.
He only had 1 passing touchdown coming into tonight.
Snap, set, good hold, and the kick is good. 6:42 to go in the third quarter. Upperman's lead is 29. A bounce back tonight, and it is all Bronston Chaffin here this evening.
How about this PAT crew as well? 1 for 4 last week, now 5 for 5. And obviously it helps being back on your home turf. You know how it feels, how it looks. But that, obviously on a short week, something they were working on in practice because you got to have those extra points. You don't want to have to go for 2 each and every time. Great job of the point after attempts in this Upperman offense. 4th and 11. Gunner block is right past the defender all the way to the end zone. An easy throw for Bronston Chaffin.
And spreading it around is Chaffin. 3 different receivers have at least 3 receptions. 4 different receivers have a touchdown tonight. Bronston Chaffin, 213 through the air, 111 on the ground. 4 total touchdowns tonight for him.
Over 300 total yards. And there's still 6:42 to go here in the third quarter.
Farragut has come on the road, and Upperman has taken it to him so far tonight.
And Farragut needs points right now, down by 29. If Upperman's able to get into the end zone once more, get points again, and clock's going to be going.
How about Gunner block as well?
Yeah.
I mentioned he had a great game last week at Greenville. He's becoming a real weapon.
You don't expect him to. He's the smallest guy out there, and you got to pay attention to him.
Shea on to kick this one away. Jogs up. High arcing kick. Returnable for Farhat at the 15-yard line. Blockers in front. He's got room on the right side, and there he goes, but it's coming back. A flag is down for a hold as Farhat is taken down at the 41, but no question about it. One of those coverage men got a lot of his jersey held.
Yeah, it's going to push him all the way back to that 21-yard line with the flag down at the 31. So good return, but it's going to push him back. And how big of a difference has this been as well in the kick game? They go from those pooch kicks that they did all of last year and at the start of this season. Now Shea has come on. He's able to put it back there at the 5-yard line, gives that kick coverage team some time to get back there. Obviously, they didn't stop him until the 41 that time, but they've done a much better job, and you're keeping them on their side of the field as well.
First time we'll get to see Farragut's offense here in the second half. They've moved the ball to about the 30 and stalled out several times. One drive had a big pass play, parlayed it into a touchdown, but at 35-6, Corbin Hobson and company have some work to do. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Hobson takes the snap. He bobbles it, play fake, now rolls to his right. Being pressured, throws against the grain to a wide-open Farhat in the middle of the field. Jumps over a man and then is punished down by Carmine Phillips. Gain of 12. Farhat just sat down in the soft spot of the zone and moves the sticks.
And that was a really, really good job by Hobson. He comes out of the play fake, and he's looking for his tight end down there, and Aaron Heatherly. He's not open. Somehow Farhat was, who now has 8 catches on the night, the best receiver for the Admirals.
1st and 10, again in the pistol was Hobson. They're getting lined up quickly. Upperman brings the pressure. Handoff up the middle. Back tries to get to the outside, and he is wrestled down immediately. A host of bees get through. Andrew Bohan, first one there to make the stop.
Yeah, it looked like Colton Johnson in there, of course, as well, and chasing from behind. And this Upperman defensive line and then the linebackers, they've been really, really solid tonight.
Colton Johnson, he had 20 tackles entering this game. He's going to be way up there after this one as well. 2nd and 10 for the Admirals. 4 receivers set. Hobson takes the snap, drops back. Being pressured again, fires, and it's incomplete. And that's an assist to Jude Fitzpatrick, who is cramping immediately. Legs straight up into the air. Jude Fitzpatrick, another quarterback hit. He's having himself a day.
Yeah, and you mentioned a lot of those cramps last week, and fortunately just a cramp tonight. Early on in the season, normally we see a lot of those. Normally it's a little bit warmer. Tomorrow it's supposed to be back up and warmer again temperature-wise, but normally we see those warmer temperatures, a lot more cramps, and a little bit cooler so far at the start of this season.
Upperman football is presented by Gentry's Power Equipment. Gentry's Power Equipment is your hometown steel and X-Mark dealer, located at 755 Buffalo Valley Road in Cookeville. Stop in tomorrow to see their great selection. Treat yourself, fellas. New lawnmower, chainsaw, leaf blower, get your service, new parts. Maybe something's wrong. You know what's wrong with yours. They've got the parts in there to be able to help you out as well. Fitzpatrick back up to his feet, and he is running off the field. I talked to Reagan Lamb yesterday at the volleyball game. The trainer said a little bit more hydration before this game. She's like, oh, liquid IVs. We've got bananas, all sorts of stuff to try and get those electrolytes up.
Yeah, they're going to be kept busy, especially here in football season at the start of the year. Obviously, she does a lot of the other sports as well. At volleyball yesterday.
You know, it has to kill her dad, Bruce, that she's an Upperman Gold. He called me last week after they won.
He did.
We picked them against Glasgow. They lost 49-0. He had the nerve to call me last week.
He may have to call Goose this week.
He will. Trips to the left, one to the right. Hobson drops back, being pressured again. Steps up in the pocket, could run forever. There he goes to the 35. This one's coming back, and he is crunched. Colton Johnson puts his shoulder into the quarterback, but we've got a flag in the backfield, and that is a sack-saving hold for the Admirals.
And that's one of those, yeah, like you said, a good job by Johnson at the end of it to put it down. And first time that we've seen him able to get through that offensive line, but obviously the hole opened up there because of the hole.
The Bees front seven getting after it
yeah.
Here tonight. That'll back them up.
Ton of speed on that defensive side.
And it's going to be 3rd down and 20. Jeremy told us they changed the rule to match college and NFL this year. It's just 10 yards, even if it occurs in the backfield, 10 yards from the original spot, which I think is a great change. Hobson, the quarterback, takes the pistol snap, drops back. Has time this time, rolls to his right. Now he's being pressured, steps up in the pocket. Eyes downfield, now he's trying to reverse field. Hobson on a run. It's a foot race with him and Johnson. Hobson turns up at the 40. Johnson rides him down out of bounds to the 41. Maybe a generous spot.
That was a decision by Hobson not to step out of bounds there and take on the hit of Colton Johnson, and he is feeling it.
It's 4th and 3, and they have to go for it. Down 29 here on the road.
He's limping back to the huddle right now. I mean, he easily could have just run straight out of bounds. You realize you got Johnson bearing down on you. Probably should have.
He's in a lot of pain, and it was an awkward fall for both of them.
And Johnson, I mean, you're playing to the whistle. He didn't step out of bounds, so you're going to take him down.
4th down and 3.
He's tired, too, because he just went on 2 long runs.
4th in the game. See if they have to run it here. He has the snap, dropping back to pass. Here comes pressure, kicked up into the air. Tate Porath with the pass breakup, and Upperman gets it back on the Farragut 41.
Well, that's a great job by Coach Kane as well. You're calling the pressure because Hobson just went on 2 very long runs. He is visibly tired, visibly hobbled. Bring the pressure and make him do something. Tremendous job by Porath off the edge. Almost picks it off. And now Upperman can pretty much put this game away.
A lot of times with the Bees in the past, it's been 3-3 stack, cover 3. Coach Kane really dialing up the blitzes in this game.
Yeah, it has been all game long. Those linebackers been firing off the edges right up the middle wherever they want to against that offensive line for Farragut.
Bronston Chaffin in the middle of maybe his best game as an Upperman B. 4 total touchdowns, over 300 all-purpose yards, and we still have 4:52 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, you may not see him after this drive.
You're exactly right. He sends 2 receivers out to the right. Has the snap, play fake, fires the quick hitter to Fitz. Fitz dropped it. He felt
he took a shot.
Admiral defender bearing down on him as it was Zane Qureshi-Smith. And it popped out of his hands, so 2nd and 10.
He's kind of pointing to his hands right now as well.
He's saying they're wet. Yeah. It rained a ton earlier.
It's humid out here tonight.
I mean, it became nearly a flood at about 3 o'clock in the middle of Cookeville out of nowhere.
Yeah. Then those pop-up storms, those summer pop-up storms these last couple of days, going to have some more tomorrow as well. And then
stay away tomorrow night. That's
cool off Saturday. Cool off on Saturday.
2 to the right, 1 to the left for Chaffin on 2nd and 10. Phillips in the backfield with him. Has the snap, going to give to Phillips. Up the middle again goes Carmine Phillips. He'll be ridden down at about the 37. The Bees have 2 downs to try and get 6 yards.
You know, especially this spot in the field. You're already deep into Farragut territory. You're trying to run some of that clock down as well. 4:29 still remaining here in this third quarter. This third quarter lasted longer than close to the first half. That first half was moving along.
The goose is loose. Michael Lindsay's
Sure
here.
is.
Feature coverage coming to UpperCumberlandReporter.com from this game tonight. His first time to see the Bees in person.
That's
this
right.
year. That's part of those top 5 debates this week. He's here. Probably impressed with what he's seen so far. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Chaffin takes the snap. Play fake, going to keep it right up the middle, maybe. Now pump fakes a couple of times, fires it to block. Why not? Block to the 35 and down.
Flag out.
And now we've got a flag downfield. I wonder if this may be a little OPI. There was some blocking happening. But we'll wait and see.
Kind of thrown behind the Admirals.
It would be 4th and 4, but we will wait on the flag. To me, it looked like maybe some OPI. Ineligible man downfield, similar
kind
result.
of that longer developing play. You're not sure if Bronson's going to run it or not.
What will Coach Courtney do here? He's going to take the penalty. It will remain 3rd down, and they'll back him up 5 yards to 3rd and 11.
Trying to get some better field position.
Okay, they make it 3rd and 10.
Yeah. Dangerous pass there to Gunnar Block, who is
Bronson Chapman's a little bit of playground mode right now out there. I think he senses that he's the dominant force in this game and can dictate what happens in this one. Here comes the blitz. Upperman picks it up nicely. Chaffin steps up in the pocket, fires on the run. Fitz is right there and makes the sliding catch. Bronston Chaffin running forward, dots it into Elijah Fitz for a Baxter Pharmacy first down.
It's a Saturday throw right there. You see the blitz coming off that right side, step up in the pocket. Fitz coming back to the football as well and just throw a dart to where only he can catch it. Enough for the first down on 3rd and long and able to convert.
We saw Bronston Chaffin and Ty Cobb, Colton Johnson, Gunnar Block yesterday at the volleyball game. We kept laughing because they were doing silly stuff. They like to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
You could tell. Now Chaffin's starting to dance a little bit in between plays. 1st and 10. Can't feel great if you're a Farragut Admiral out there seeing what he's doing and then dancing.
Got to be super
afterwards.
frustrating.
Yeah, it cannot be the most fun thing in the world.
Anything you try, you can't slow him down.
He has the snap, going to give to Phillips again up the middle. There goes Carmine Phillips. Shoestring tackle as he dives forward near the 20-yard line. He got the best of Elijah Fitz. Fitz a bit slow to get up, and now Phillips being stretched out as Fletcher had died in there to make the stop.
Yeah, if he doesn't trip him up, he might be off to the races.
A little bit of stretching going for Carmine Phillips. We hope this is a cramp. Sure looks like it. As Colton Johnson picks that leg up into the air. And we've said before, looks like 2 in the morning me just out of nowhere.
It's Charlie Horses.
Screaming in pain. Just don't forget, tomorrow, 3 games across the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network. High school football game of the week presented by Mayberry's Furniture, Cookeville, Sparta. Pregame coverage starts at 6:30 there. UCR 2, Jacob will be with Craig Cantrell tomorrow night in the Black Hole in Carthage. Smith County hosting Livingston. The Macon County boys, I think, is what we've just decided calling them.
Yep.
Tim Case, Stephen Lancaster,
all from there.
Levi Borders.
Great job last week.
They will be there in Lafayette. Pat Parker tomorrow night as they welcome in Greenbrier. Then we'll have the Friday Night End Zone show. Saturday, audio coverage. Tennessee Tech against UTC. Stowe Memorial routing Cumberland County at halftime 40-0. That sets up a huge one next week in Crossville. We don't know where the game of the week is going to be. Very good possibility. It's in Crossville as the 3-0 Panthers are going to welcome in, it appears, what will be the 2-1 Upperman Bees.
And we got a couple of options we can go to. Good to see Phillips up and off on his own power, but that's a huge one. For the first game of Region 4 4A, for those two teams, that could have a lot to do with the postseason.
A Stone team that has said they want to enter the upper echelon in Region 4 4A. Well, they get the one region team to beat them in the regular season under Adam Kane. He came 3 years ago now. That was the last regular season game they had lost before last week.
And that was back-to-back losses as well. Fayetteville the week before.
This is not going to be back-to-back losses tonight. Chaffin takes the snap, fires the quick hitter to Fitz, makes the catch. He's got the first down and more. Dancing upfields is Elijah Fitz, and now he'll be slung down inside the tee-up red zone to the 14-yard line.
Yeah, he had soft coverage on that left side, so he gets enough for the first down yardage, and it's like a Farragut Admiral down, but enough for the first down yardage. Quick out again, and a good job to get the first down for Elijah Fitz and the Bees.
We are not streaming the Stone game tonight. Paul, we are live on YouTube. You can cast it to your TV on YouTube.
I've done it on Facebook as well, actually.
Some people are having trouble recently with Facebook. Just go to YouTube.
Yep.
Really easy, my friend.
Yeah, very easy on YouTube, especially if you got a smart TV.
Two receivers to the right, one to the left for Chaffin. They're moving again. It was a Baxter Pharmacy first down. Takes the snap, gives up the middle, the back, pinballs around
Jack Smith
at the 5. Jack Smith on a gain of 9. And how about that? Jack Smith, the sophomore. They like his speed. Pinballs around, and Upperman threatening to punch it in again.
And he would come in last year, play some quarterback whenever the second-string guys would come in. He gets a run with the ones here deep in the red zone, and a good run on first down. Run of 8 yards, sets up 2nd and 2, deep inside the tee-up red zone.
Carmine Phillips back in after those cramps had appeared. 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Upperman trying to push this one past a magic number to run the clock in the fourth quarter. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Chaffin has the snap, gives to Phillips up the middle. Carmine Phillips dives forward. Needed a couple of yards. Looks like he's going to be a tick short at the 5. It'll be 3rd down and 1.
And instead of just 3rd down and 1, so you've got enough yardage. You can get a first down, or you can get into the end zone from 5 yards out as well. So obviously you can have 2 plays to get it, no matter what, for this Beast squad.
Now Smith comes running back on. He's got a play call with him.
And he's been lining up out in the slot a couple of times. He'll go out here this time. And obviously we saw him in the backfield a couple of plays ago. He's going to be the wide out here, actually, wide right.
1:10 and counting to go in the third quarter. 3rd and 1 for the Bees.
Colton Johnson in the slot right side.
Chaffin has the snap. Gives again to Phillips up the middle. Phillips to the 5. Carmine Phillips into the end zone. Touchdown, Upperman. This one is over. 1 minute to go in the third quarter. It's another Legacy House score.
Yeah, a really good run by Carmine Phillips. Seas parted again on that left side, able to take advantage and punch it in. Carmine Phillips for the 2nd time tonight on the ground.
Extra point unit on tonight has been really good for the Bees. Austin Roberts to kick it again, block to hold.
Different holder.
Gonna block on to hold.
Had been Jason Thomas.
No, block's been holding it.
Had it?
100%.
Maybe that was 16 on the other side.
Snap, set, kick is good. 6 for 6 for Roberts, and Upperman blowing out Farragut, and an emphatic response tonight by the Bees.
Yeah, I'd be really interested to see what Coach Kane has to say after this, how good he feels, because we know he can find where they need to work on. But tonight, it has been a lot of positives against a 6A team that has looked pretty solid in the first couple of weeks. This Upperman team looks great on offense. They look great on defense and rolling here in the third quarter.
Score update in the National Football League. 21-20, Philly leads Dallas. Saquon Barkley with a touchdown run. He's at 49 yards in the first half. Dak Prescott, 127 yards. CeeDee Lamb, 4 receptions for 86 so far in that one. Coach Dodgen says, see you tomorrow, guys. We will see him tomorrow. He'll be on the sideline. Me and Jeremy upstairs. Coach Dodgen on the sideline. Always a lot of fun there.
Of course, Coach Dodgen, his dad, the AD at Farragut. He's here today as well. He's always great to us whenever we go that side of the state and go to Farragut for games.
William Shea on to kick this one away. He'll race up, and boom, this one again. Farhat awkwardly catches it at the 10, now tries to bounce it upfield. Farhat hit at the 20, and he's tripped up and taken down. Tate Porath makes the stop again, and Farragut starts on their own 21. Adam Kane is going to find something he doesn't like out of this game. It's been pretty dang good tonight by the Bees.
Well, and that was a perfect kick from William Shea as well. Got the arc on it, went deep enough, lands at the 10. Farhat has to adjust and doesn't have enough time. The kick coverage team able to get through all of the blocks, and good coverage that time. Yeah, it's all facets of the game. 6 for 6 in PATs. Kick coverage has been good. Really, really solid tonight.
Pistol set for Hobson as they're just trying to make something happen here. 20 seconds. Clock is running tonight. Handoff up the middle. Back pinballs around. It'll be wrestled down after a gain of 4 to the 25, and that should be the final play of the third quarter. Another quarter dominated by the homestanding Bees. They've outscored Farragut 14-0 in the frame, and that will be the final play of this third quarter. The clock will run in the fourth when we come back. All Bees at 42-6. This is Upperman football presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Eminence Eagle Auction and Realty is proud to present an online-only auction featuring 44 acres of land with a home, pond, and support buildings. 5 tracts of land in Pall Mall include 2 homes, a working oil well, 2 barns, and a pond. You can bid on this property at eagleauctions.com or call 931-526-5335 for more information. Bidding on this online-only auction ends September 4th at 12 noon. Eminence Eagle Auction and Realty is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Welcome back as we head into the fourth and final quarter. The clock's going to run at Billy C. Rogers Stadium. First home game of the year for the Bees. I'm Noah McKay. That's Jacob Vincent. Hallie Gunlock on the sideline. We're here in the Upper Cumberland Generators broadcast booth. Hallie will be joined by Adam Kane and the player of the game post-game. A tremendous start for the Bees. How about this? 462 yards of offense.
3 quarters.
The run defense, such a concern entering today after what happened last week. 23 carries for Farragut for just 65 yards.
Yeah, that was the big question mark coming into this one. We knew they were going to have an opportunity to do so against this run attack from Farragut, and they have been really solid. Now you're starting to see some of these second-string guys get some run time here in the fourth quarter.
2nd and 5 here. Snap taken. Going to give back looking for the edge, and he is brought down. The ball is out, stripped out. Jack Smith says, "Give me that." Upperman has the football back.
A big hit, gets the football out, and then dives on top of the football for the forced fumble and fumble recovery. Jack Smith, he got some run time on offense, back out here on defense on that DB side. First turnover of the game, and Upperman's offense is coming back out there. We'll see, though.
Well, I just saw Bronston Chapman put his helmet on, and Adam Kane looked right at his eyes and said, "Twos." He is not putting his superstar at risk in this position. So we'll see who comes out to run this offense for the Bees. They would have had a chance to do this against Webb, but Lightning had other ideas. We're going to get to see some run time here, and it's going to be Elijah Barlow who comes in to run this. And, by the way, maybe the most impressive-looking kid besides Bronston Chaffin, Devin Brewington,
huge.
A senior. He's 6'5", and he's every bit 6'5". He's on the left side of your screen. Barlow takes the snap, going to keep it around the left side. Big hole for him to rumble through. There goes Elijah Barlow to the 21-yard line.
It was a good job by Trevor Paulk, the running back coming in here in the set, sets the edge and allows the space there for Barlow to get the big run. 6 yards on a first down carry.
2nd and 4 upcoming here. 42-6 our score. And it has been clinical. Upperman has scored on every offensive drive tonight. The starters did.
You know, Coach Shanks and I, we did a few games here in this press box last year for this Upperman team, and the way this game has gone, all of those, it's exactly how it felt last year this season.
Against tougher competition, we can argue about how good or not good Farragut is. A lot of the teams Upperman played last year did not end up having very good seasons. Snap taken, handoff goes to Paulk up the middle. That's right, there's another Paulk. And just like his brother, he pinballs around and gets forward. There goes Trevor Paulk, the sophomore, who's going to be really, really good. It's a Baxter Pharmacy first down.
Not quite the same size yet, 5'6", 160. Obviously, he can work his way there, but a really solid one. We've seen him play some linebacker already this season as well, and so getting some opportunities here with the twos.
1st and 10 Upperman. And one thing we know, the film study for this may be more intense than the film study for the starters. These backups know that they have an opportunity to put some good stuff out there right now.
Going to have a long week to prepare for that Stone Memorial game. Of course, they're playing tonight as well, so both teams getting an extra day to prepare for next week's contest.
Snap taken, Barlow going to give to Paulk again. Paulk wiggles forward. That time, he'll be hit and taken down after maybe a gain of a yard.
It's a good little move for a yard.
It's a Stone team next week that outside of the Alamo game where Upperman was going to beat the Titans that night, where they just housed them in the revenge game over the past several years, that has been, alongside Macon County, the toughest matchup for the Bees because of the contrasting styles. Maybe not as much this year with the passing that Upperman has, but just the contrasting styles and philosophies of those two programs.
It's a lot earlier in the year this year as well, so it'd be interesting instead of...
Coach Sanders got his maybe more tricks in that bag.
That's right,
that's
right.
Year.
Hadn't put too much on film yet.
2 to the right, 1 to the left. Barlow in the gun. Takes a snap, keeping it around right side. He's got room to run. There goes Elijah Barlow, and now he cuts upfield and ducks underneath other contact. Maybe a gain of 6 or 7. Maybe 3rd down and 3 It is the twos in for Upperman. If you're just listening, it's all Upperman. They lead 42-6 over Farragut. The clock is running. A bounce back tonight for the Bees here on their home field as they welcome in another year of football at Billy C. Rogers Stadium.
And I know Coach King can do it, but if you can find something wrong with this performance,
he'll find it.
He'll find it, but
he will
not a whole
it.
lot there in this one.
Yeah, we use the word clinical a lot.
Yeah.
A clinical performance
as
tonight.
Clinical as we've seen in a while. Reminds me of Macon County against Stone Memorial at the end of last season.
Good point. Barlow in the gun. Takes the snap. Gives to Polk up the middle. There goes Trevor Polk, and he's slung down and around. And a little bit of extracurriculars. No problem. It's tackle football. 4th down in the yard. I wonder if the Bees may try a field goal here just to work on stuff, or they'll go for it. It will actually be 4th and 2 at the 9-yard line.
They've got kickers to do it.
Oh, they're going for it. That was mainly just so we had more stuff to talk about. There was never a moment they were going to kick that field goal.
Jake Stinnett comes on late. Now 4th and long, 2, close to 3, 2.5 maybe.
Clock does not stop outside of a change of possession. It's at 7:15 and counting in the 4th. Barlow in the gun. Farragut loading the box. Takes the snap. Gives to Polk. Polk pinballs off of tackler, still on his feet. Polk looking for the edge. He's still on his feet. Polk has to cut it up at the 15. Now he is crunched down and finished off. The first empty possession of the night for Upperman comes in the 4th quarter with the twos in there, and Farragut takes it back.
Still a heck of a run from Trevor Polk. I mean, about 4 different guys trying to bring him down. He's bouncing off of all of them, and then it takes about 3 different guys to actually bring him down. Really good run, but like you said, first empty set tonight, empty series tonight for this Upperman offense when the twos come on.
We'll see if the twos come on here for Farragut. Nope, they're leaving their big boys in there for the most part. See Farhat out there.
Yeah, they're in there.
Garfield.
Jacobs is back out there in the backfield.
Upperman still has Gunnar Block on the field. They've still got
Elijah Fitz is out there as well.
Jacoby Beasley, so they're not just going to let it be easy down the field as we have a whistle and a timeout called by Adam Kane.
Yeah, they weren't quite set. They're kind of late getting onto the field there. Some of the guys still putting gloves on as well, so they're going to take some time to talk about it and get set up. But you mentioned it. 3 big games coming up tomorrow. High school football game of the week, Cookeville and Sparta. Fun one on UCR2, Livingston Academy, Smith County, and then we'll have Macon County and Greenbrier. Wrap it all up with the Friday Night End Zone Show presented by Rico. And hopefully, barring, I guess, weather, won't be going until 2 in the morning.
Now's a good opportunity. We are in week 3, about to be in week 4. Most teams nearing the halfway point of the regular season already. So, if you own a business, you're thinking, man, I ran out of time. Nope. Now, till Sunday night, midnight Sunday, 50% off season-long advertising at UCR. So you essentially get 1 game for free. If you advertise 50% off on any of our broadcasts now until Sunday night. Send a message to our Facebook page. We'll get you pointed in the right direction. That is now through Sunday, 50% off. Upperman's pretty good. A lot of people are watching. You want to be a part of the streams? Anywhere else? Send us a message.
Talk about a lot of people watching Macon County last
Holy
week.
smokes.
Westmoreland, ton of people watching that one.
Pistol set here out of the timeout. Snap. Throw down the middle. Incomplete. Trying to hit the quick hitter down the middle of the field as Upperman has a young linebacker in there, Thaddeus Spady, the freshman, but he guarded it well as they were looking for Aaron Heatherly.
Yeah, Heatherly's that tight end right up the seam, and Gunnar Block had a chance to maybe get in on it. Now a lot of these ones are coming off. More twos as Fitz is trying to race off the field and get off in time.
Backup quarterback in there as well for Farragut, so both teams starting to go to their backups here. That's Kyle Clark, a sophomore. He takes the snap. It's off the mark. It's on the ground. Ball is loose. Fight for it down there. Schaefer says the Bees have it. I'm not sure if they do. Clark down there as well. It looks like he fell on it. After an awkward snap, it'll be 3rd down, back inside the 10.
Yeah, great job, though, by these second-string guys, third-string guys, getting some run time here late. Already stripped one ball. Jack Smith getting in there, and now obviously able to knock that ball loose as well. And this Upperman defense been really solid, and, I mean, just both sides of the ball, all 3 facets been really, really good.
We take under 5 minutes to go in this ball game. Upperman leads 42-6. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Clark surveys. Now he has the snap. Drops back. Fires into the flat. Receiver Farhat still in there. He makes the catch. And now he'll be wrestled out of bounds. Ball came out again. 4th down and 7 upcoming here for Farragut. Elijah Barlow able to wrestle him down.
You mentioned it. He got his hand on the football, just already out of bounds when it came out. Does bring up 4th down. Looks like the punting unit's going to come on.
Yeah, that's not surprising. And you're going to see Upperman run the football as well. Jack Smith goes back to receive this punt. Everyone knows this game now over, and what you don't want, somebody to get hurt, something dumb to happen out there. Don't forget, we'll have the Reichert Realtor post-game show coming up next. Hallie will be joined by Adam Kane, the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game. Bet you can guess who that's going to be tonight. Probably could have guessed before the game started, but you definitely can after watching it.
It's going to be number 8.
Low snap punter. Gets it away. McCure with a good one away from Smith, and it just darts out at about the 49. And that's where Barlow and the offense will take over for likely the final time tonight as we are under 4 minutes to play.
Yeah, probably going to have to get a first down with 3:48, but of course running clock, you can run a lot of that clock down. But we've said it multiple times, clinical performance tonight for the Bees. They needed to bounce back. They got the bounce back against a solid 6A program in Farragut. Again, Farragut's going to fall to 0-3, but it's a pretty solid football team, and they've played a tough schedule to start it out.
By far the most lopsided game they played so far,
Yep.
facing Sevier County, Powell, and now Upperman. Sevier County got them pretty good by 20. Dogfight last week with Powell, and this has not been close from Jump Street.
Had a chance to win it last week.
They had the lead with 3 minutes to go. Barlow in the gun. And he's running that play clock all the way down.
Yeah, it's at 9 right now, so snap it with 5 or so.
Has the snap. He'll give to the back up the middle and wiggling through, and then a big hit. Jacob Taylor.
Extracurriculars. Caleb Tomerlin Jr. getting in there in the secondary. They're letting it go.
Oh, well, you know, these kids are chomping at the bit to get in here and play. 2nd down and 7, 2:30 to go and counting in regulation tonight.
He's getting some big cheers coming up.
He's getting cheered on. 2nd down and 8. Barlow in the gun. Again, running that play clock down. It's at 15. He's in no hurry. Now he has the snap. Going to give again up the middle, and another big hit, and being pushed back is Jacob Taylor. 3rd down upcoming. We'll check the clock. Going under 2 minutes to go, so yeah, we'll have to either get a first down or punt it back late.
They got plenty of time on the play clock. It's at 30 right now. So
if there was any uneasiness after Upperman lost by 1 score on the road against a top 4 team in this state, it's going to dissipate a little bit this week in a reactionary world. They showed they're still a really good football team here tonight. 3rd down and 7.
That one next week was still Memorial. Going to be a lot of fun.
Barlow has the snap. Gives again to Taylor. Taylor wiggles forward and will be pushed backwards. Another gain of 2. Taylor doing the hard running here late.
Timeout.
And we've got a whistle and a timeout called by Farragut. And that's just annoying.
Well, they want to get their twos some more run time on offense.
Well, you should have started playing them earlier. We're ready to go home, buddy. We're ready to go home.
Hey, it was a quick one tonight.
That's one, if I'm the official, I'm saying, I can't hear you, Coach. I'm sorry. What was that? I can't hear you. My bad. So it's 4th down and 5. And now if I'm Adam Kane, this is how petty I am. I'd put Bronson Chaffin back in there for this play and just say, okay. Let's see.
No, you're not.
He's not going to.
You're not. You wouldn't.
That's why he's down there and I'm up here.
You would not put him in jeopardy just to be petty.
You know how petty I can be. You really don't think I would do that? That seems exactly like something I would do, if we're being honest. Punting unit's not going out there, I can tell you that. Barlow's going out there to run a play on 4th down and 5.
You're not going to change what you do. Got to get these guys ready.
In the gun on 4th and 5. Barlow checks over.
Tried the hard count.
And now they're going to, Upperman's going to call a timeout with 1 second left. And they'll kick it away, I think.
He's got a little bit of the pettiness in him there.
Oh, no question.
He's gonna prolong it now.
Yeah, no question. At that point, that's Adam Kane's version of what I was just talking about. That's
where everybody stays safe.
He may do it again.
He can get his point across.
He may do it again.
He's got 2 more.
Run
he
it
can
down
use.
and burn another timeout. We want to stay here, and we'll stay here. Start checking hotel reservations in Cookville if you're Farragut. You're going to be here a while.
Not that long of a drive.
You're going to be here a while. 249 yards on the ground tonight, 235 yards through the air, 484 total yards. And really, that's in essentially 3 quarters tonight.
Yeah.
For Upperman offensively. Another clinical effort for them.
Only 4 penalties as well. 9 penalties last week, of course, Eastern Tennessee.
It is the offense staying on the field. Paul goes to the left side of Barlow. Has the snap. Going to keep it around the left side. Barlow cuts upfield to the 40.
Pretty darn close.
It's really close.
It's
right at the 40. Marker. I think he's just short.
They're saying he's just shy.
He is. About a half a yard short, so it'll go back the other way to Farragut with 1 minute and counting to go. We're going to have all that for 1 offensive snap, maybe, for the Admirals.
And maybe they just knee it. Wouldn't that be something?
If they kneel, you're going to have to finish this broadcast.
Well, it's pretty easy post game.
It is. They're going to go trips out to the left, one to the right, with 30 seconds to go in the ball game. Pistol snap. Upperman brings pressure again. They're going to run it up the middle. Big hole to rumble through. There he goes, and being cut down after a big run on the ground is Logan Wright, a sophomore. And they're going to try and get on the ball and go quickly here with 14 seconds and counting to go.
Yeah, trying to get set for one final play.
Could be the final play of the game here.
And the center's looking back.
Pistol snap. Quarterback has it. Dropping back. Has time. Now just dumps it off short. This is the last play of the game. Wright trying to bounce it to the outside. Looking at a host of bees. Now he's reversing field. Wright hit. Ball comes out. It's loose on the ground. Still loose. Farragut falls on it, and that is the final play of the game. Upperman comes back home to Billy C. Rogers Stadium and gets it done tonight. Your final, Upperman 42, Farragut 6. We welcome you into the Weichert Realtors postgame show. We mentioned it several times as that running clock quarter went down. All Upperman tonight, they bounce back in a major way, answer some questions. Offense continues to roll. The defense rises back to the occasion tonight.
Best offensive performance of the season so far here in this young season, and defensively, they were tremendous. Obviously, the question mark coming in was that run defense. They were able to get the job done, shored some things up on that side of the ball. Defense in general was really, really solid. And then the offense, I mean, that was an incredible performance in all facets. Bronston Chaffin was great. The rest of the offense really, really good.
42-6, the Bees improved to 2-1 on the season and have a huge one next week with the soon-to-be undefeated still Stone Memorial Panthers, who will be 3-0. That game is in Crossville on Friday night next week, 8 days from tonight, with a 7 o'clock kickoff. Farragut falls to 0-3. They are not your average 4-3 football team, though. They get Bradley Central in a region matchup before Week 5 traveling to Maryville. As we get the post-game stats from the best statistician in the business, Petey, Upperman tonight, offensively, 61 plays, 488 yards. They run the ball 40 times for 253. Bronston Chapin goes 14 of 21 for 235 yards tonight. Not only that, on defense, 26 rushes for Farragut for 81 yards. They go 12 of 17 for 97 yards, just 178 total yards tonight for the Admirals. Dominance on the stat sheet on the field, and it's an easy one tonight when it comes to the Nelson Trophy and screen printing player of the game.
Yeah, it's absolutely Bronston Chaffin in that one. Mentioned it, 14 of 21 through the air for 235, 4 touchdown passes tonight. He came in with only 1. He had been running it so well and really needed to throw it so much, and he got the job done tonight. And you mentioned it, rushing as well. 11 carries, 111 yards on the ground for him. Carmine Phillips ran it really well, but Bronston Chaffin is definitely the Nelson Trophy and screen printing player of the game.
Hallie will talk to Bronston Chaffin and Adam Kane coming up after they break the post-game huddle. You mentioned a nice game as well for Carmine Phillips. He looked a lot more healthy tonight. He goes 17 carries for 100 yards, had 2 touchdowns as well. So 2 rushers over 100 yards. And how about big Colton Johnson down the middle of the field? 5 receptions for 85 yards in the touchdown. Gunnar Block, 3 for 88 in a score. Carmine Phillips, 3 for 16 in a score. Jude Fitzpatrick, 1 for 24 in a score. And Elijah Fitz, 2 for 22.
Colton Johnson getting more involved in this offense is really, really scary for opposing defenses because how do you guard him? You're not going to be that big on the other side. It's just whoever is in coverage on him is just not going to be that big. It's just not. So I don't know how you slow him down, but you got to figure out a way to do so. And obviously Upperman is trying to get him more involved in that offense and has been doing a good job of it.
They broke the post-game huddle. So we will hear, apologies, I don't know where my microphone decided to go. They've broken the post-game huddle, so we will hear.
They're trying to track down Bronston. Goose is getting him over there.
The goose is loose. And don't forget, feature coverage coming up at UppermanReporter.com from this game. So Hallie will talk to Bronston Chaffin first, and then Adam Kane. Be interesting to hear his thoughts. What could be negative out of this game if you're up? They gave up 6 points, but pretty dominant performance for them. So as soon as we get the ready signal from Hallie.
Obviously, you're going to have to try to nitpick it. He can definitely do that, but
what is going on down there?
Well, right it looked like he had a mic on.
It's not ours. I'll tell you that. Who knows? Regardless. They got that. So Hallie, as soon as she's ready, she is. She's joined by the quarterback and Nelson Trophy screen printing player of the game, Bronston Chaffin.
Bronson, how are you feeling with you and your team's performance tonight?
It was good. It was a really good bounce-back week. We needed this going into region play next week. We needed a big, dominant win.
Thank you. Coach Kane, you had a lot of momentum on offense tonight. What was the key of that momentum today?
They backed us up a few times. Bronson bailed us out. Converted some big-time third downs and fourth downs. And, the biggest thing was we made big plays. That's kind of what was missing last week. We called some last week and didn't execute them very well. So, I think it was good for us to kind of settle in and make some big plays and convert. And, we got good players. We got some guys that got to come along, but we got good players, and them dudes showed up tonight, and we were able to, put 40, 42 on there. So I'm proud of them.
How are you feeling with the play of your defensive line tonight?
It was better. We gave them a little bit better chance. Last week we were – the front that I wanted to play became pretty evident that it wasn't working, and we didn't have much to get to after that. So we had a much bigger package, a much bigger volume of defense to choose from tonight, and maybe kind of hid some matchups that maybe were in their favor by giving them different looks and blitzes, and so they played hard. They responded to the challenge and played hard and played well.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
That's Hallie Gunlock on the sidelines with Adam Kane. I think this story gets down to very simply, Upperman got back to playing Upperman football tonight on their home field.
Absolutely, and they took advantage of the matchup as well. We thought they would have a good opportunity working on that run defense, even on a short week against this Farragut rush attack. Did a great job there. The offense has been really, really good, and they looked even better tonight in Week 3. So they are taking strides as well. They're in a great spot. Now they get that extra day of rest, that extra day of preparation for the first region game of the year next week in Crossville against Stowe Memorial, who is also going to be undefeated with 3 pretty solid wins. And going to be a really fun ball game next week. Bronston Chaffin looked great, the Nelson Trophy and screen printing player of the game, and Coach Kane said it there. He's got athletes all over the place that are able to use them tonight.
You saw tonight why Bronston Chaffin was a preseason Mr. Football favorite. He showed that here this evening. Don't forget, you can join us tomorrow. The high school football game of the week presented by Mayberry's Furniture, Cookeville, Sparta. Live from Warrior Stadium, myself, Jeremy Tollison, and Coach Dodgen will have all the action for you from there. Jacob will be in the Black Hole, Carthage, as the Smith County Owls welcome in the upstart undefeated Livingston Academy Wildcats. Smith County looking for a bounce back. Livingston looking for a signature victory on UCR3. The reigning 4A state champ Macon County Tigers welcome in Greenbrier. Tim, Stephen, Levi will be there at Pat Parker Memorial Field. We'll have the Friday Night End Zone Show presented by the Real Estate Collective. And then live on 106.1 The Eagle, noon Saturday, Tennessee Tech welcomes in UTC. Myself, Justin, and Jacob will have all the action there as we are now the home radio broadcast crew for the Golden Eagles. So happy and thrilled,
very
quite
excited.
frankly, and excited to be affiliated with what is my alma mater and Justin's alma mater as well. That'll be it
Wings
for
up,
us
baby.
tonight. There you go. That'll be it for us tonight from Billy C. Rogers Stadium. Upperman has their first home game of the season, and they cruise over 6A Farragut. Final score, Upperman 42, Farragut 6. I'm Noah McKay. For Jacob Vincent to my left, Hallie Gunlock on the sidelines, Madison McKay on camera, Jeff Beatty Goolsby on stats, Michael Lindsay down there on the sideline as well. And everybody at UCR, say so long from Baxter.